your text message and your WhatsApp messages on 020-754-3637. 020-754-3637. What the bar? You be the home komo. Nani ekos wa ye my Ghana muno. Yene unso ache. Active on our social media platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on the X platform. We are live. Yes. Fache television. Na yene ubia edin komo no. Kofi wa ha nti enche yene no ebedin komo. What's up? The question of the day anopay yede no so ebrel. But over the weekend enkomo akoso okrimu a megidi se won so watibi. De won tiase ne yebeje bre na ya chirechiri mu ama ho. The New Patriotic Party hwe se polling station elections no ebekoso ne ama ho kwan ma won a party magidi se wodi wanimu a eyeyie no waye ne saa na wo mo hya ase no emu ntokwa chese niema basabasa esi in some of the constituencies no eyade a nyekra anopei ye gibre ne ye di ho nkomo nti ukodwe so a won be kansem a ekoso wo ho akire wo ukokwada so a won be di nkomo no se de sese omudi no e de akire. Over the weekend the IMF Ghana mfie be ye miensa ne akire ni na yesika sem no enkoyie nti ye de abra bokodan IMF ne ye ne wom koka se ye ho kire yen wom moaye wom mfa sika kakra emmehye ye nkotokuom wom tambe $3 billion and wom de bre se ye mfa moye ho bra ebra na ne ye bo na ho hyehyeye eye bebre nyame adom efiada no na ban panimfo boy amane se san hyehyeye ni nyina no ye de abewie nti utie mu a ye beka se sese ye free IMF ene won hyehyeye mu but ye free mu no ye ne won asan afa yonkofa bi a mpanimfo kiremu se sa yonkofa no e de bibi soronko ebebre ene ye gibre na ye di nkomo no ya kirekiremu na ya tre nsem ni mu ama se de be ya won so woti so obi di ho nkomo a na wate nkomo no ase makola edwa no ehun nsem aye bebre adwadifo wo makola se a wo mo mpene ema ye nsan ensi dwa ne bio eno na first lady Lordina Mahama ene adwadifo na di nkomo no wo kire won mu se wo munya akoma obia nka na akoma nto ne yam na edwa ne yebesi amadwadini bia na odi ne dwa wo ho no ne nsa ebeka ne so ene ne de yeguso a yeboaboa yen ho se be ya yebeba bedi the chairman for the party chama untumi nkomo na midi na eno kwaso no ano ya sande sobo soronko bi abono ene ya charge chama untumi se Exim Bank facility bi okoje over 30 million cedis ehun nsem no womra court na wo mechirim de ye ya san komuni nyina aba di chairman ebe boaboa no ho na ne yeseso oyi bia no waye ne sa pepepe anopei minim ba bia wo man ntamu ensuo no ahyase na ehyase se etoto saa esese obisa se na yetiye anase yentiye. Let's do the African proverb this morning. The African proverb this morning says, when God cooks, you don't see smoke. When God cooks, you don't see smoke. Dianopei nye yepesi ye kan ye chirechiri mu ma wote ase ne se onyame ehira onyame se ohira onye dede wo ho nti uko nkotodwa anim na obom paya wo sre se onye nsankyereni wo wabrabo mu a sansankyereni no eba dede bia eni ho sansankyereni no eba ommodwa wo ho nti wako nkotodwa anim wabom paye wo hwehwe se bibi besi enema ne besi ama ye onwanwa ne wabɔ ho mpaye no onyame de brewa onkonko bisa amfoforo ansa na ode abrew ode ba ni brem na eba na afi adanse e wo ho no eno nso aba nti de onyame peso oye ma no onko bisa afoforo onyame de opeso oye ma no onye dede wo ho ti anopɛ se o twɛn n'animu a nya akoma na ka kyerɛ wo ho se wabom paye na watie no de obeye no ne bresem na oyɛ so a ɔma dede bi ama ho anɔpɛyi wei ene abibrema bebu a yɛde brɛ o megidi ye sɛ wode bɛbɔ kotodwam na enema no kɔso no wayɛ no saa pɛpɛpɛ de ama yɛn Facha television Daybreak dwumadie so ɛna we ovi na ɛdze weekend na ko ye the boys no say scan na
papa tinani emesitie weekends ni na no odin
afa ma
o afa
tina say anope obema boys kakra na
ofa say dia ide na enso ye Monday mo content time video so a you be say the bia kogusu no masa afa bi dia oh ofa yes
okay the anope answer na be top of the morning the question of the day what is the difference between the temple and chapel? What is the difference between the temple and chapel? What is the difference between temple and chapel? The difference between temple and chapel. That's our question for today. Send us your voice note, your text messages. Go on the platforms and share with us. Oko Facebook, Facha Television. Now I share. Over WhatsApp or send a text message 020-754-3637. The difference between temple and chapel. Mother, we trap them tana.
Say obviously ni nyina ya the cross enya the cross but we say most of times no
ya na sunsun ye ben na edem
sunsun ye edem so ofa chapel no space sebi Christopher ekokosom so fa so Christopher baby omokokoshia ekosom because Bible mo cramp no yakopon atwere wo say mamu enjia mo ho ehyiehia ti baby omokoshia esom no eho no ye friend chapel na temple no irrespective of religious belief in one kasa no baby awosom no temple na kwa akoye sacred place omo de omo nje Kristo indi no omo kɔ no mo so ekosom enti it could be Buddhism, it could be Hinduism. Timbi omo di nkomo no ka say ye kɔ ye temple akwa akosom enti temple ni ye baby aya sebi obi a onu ni Kristosum no ono kɔ honom na akosom akoye na spiritual belief koye na niema hunhum femu ana ye say eho na akoye na temple atimbi ya no kɔ ekosom tin sunsun ye dem chapel no is meant for Christians and temple no is meant for non-Christians. Omo asebi omo nji Kristo ndi a omo so ewo omo soma omo som no ofa mementi ase no minim di ono so heme
right anope kofisi ne dia obetimi a kire mu ama ono no nti wo a wo hweye no wonso obetimi aboa yen enso ye ben ene da temple ene chapel ni mienu no na waboa yen wo ho so top of your morning anope enkomo no kofi
ofa
se wahu insu a etotoi
bachwan
okay se wahu se ye kura ye boka ansa na yenya asphalt
yeah
na yaye
no correct
na yewo baby ayaye asphalt wo ye kuro ya obedu ho no asphalt na yaye o eso enam se kwan ne nchen ya anye slopes
ni nti no
insuo no twa na etai
honom
ye kwan no so and for many years yewo asphalt roads ayaya insuo twa
na eta so
na etai kwan no so
no correct
empanimfo de wo mani ahu nanso obia ntu anamo
yeah
minim se ye twen se entutu ne ensan ko fasika foforo enemmeye anase den
ibu okro eji nchenchen no se baby a osenka inso no to a efa slope fa nanka efa gata mu kama na ekono enam so manye the sloping edge ni yen into over etimi kwata nchen na eji kwan na se to the extent say eyi kwan na se ama ebedum rem na kwan no hangi wiem na saa nchen no ebu na se edidi kọ main road nim
adenti na ye boy ye brasa
no credit ni over
ye ni no krema ye
oh yes ye ni no krema ye ho ene ye ba swami interchange baby omo we me hu say other lanes no ma sha se omo gu so e de ba of this problem na wo di ho nkomo no enu an so toy akwakotai all those omo wi swami de ne de but then me kan de abo omo kokko say ye ba no me hu say baby omo sha se omo ye no omo complete ho no mo de but of so no toy na akwakotai ho eji ekwan na se ekwan no mo ye no foforo no eji ase so say contractor rango contractor na he ya anope me pomacho omo ye kwan na se na yidi ho nkomo no omo making sure say the edges no ombe a sloping end na inso no to a ebetimi afem na yese akona enko tai ekwan ne nchen emma ekwan no ase enyi na o chine bi no government no ensan so embeboka embeye potholes I mean near my ensan so de kafo fro bebre oman no these are some of the problems I at times they face to even so offer omuyi kwan na instead of them to have a good drainage pattern of a minim say contractors no ebeboka e de aye kwan common drainage patterns say so omoye na insuo to a efem e de kono say eno no akwakoye akwadro bi e wo ho over say wo hwe ekwan ahodo an aye wo krum ha na wo hwe gutters e wo senka contractors ni eyi de nketoa emu nketoa ni mu akese a over menye sure say ekwan ni bi wo ho no ma eso gutters na ya no mu yi no e de tem ya say insuo no to a instead of say ekwan no so na gutter ni so ani no insuo ni fa gutter ni mo enam say insuo na to kese ni no gutter no cannot contain the huge amount of drainage system at eba into if I will say ebufa so then be tie ekwan nim then also so another distraction on the road into I don't know contractors no mo ye ade na mo nso no be tie ekwan no mo so mo ye wi a gutters na e was say mo lane out na drainage system no etimi femu se na be nso to a yenko hu say nso no tie kwan no so amonye I mean trunk roads are demanded huge gutters and offer monye the enusu endi man so eno so monye nsi menum I don't know the problem with the contractors ayi wo mu okruma no
uyi eno si nchen a ade ba kwa esan hayen eye wo mo a wo mo horo ka wo asphalt no a ya boka aye no so mantamu mebre no obekọ no na wa park ne car wo kwan no a ya ye no so na ohoro car no ewo ho aden ye kuroma no ye gitum ye gi ye to a ne ye complain say sika no a ye gi ye no edoso ye nye kwan a na ye complain say esesa aban oye kwan but ye sorry a kakra no a ya bobosi a ya gege to de aye no na yes no ubehu obi a nani afi uhu se ezo otene ma ase na wode ne car asi asphalt so wako sensuo ewo fie na wode abegina kwan no so wode samina ebi ohora powdered soapy na omde agum no ehu nimdie ne ani ana se bambofo an ye boman
ofa ye boman yesi no ehu nim de oye no nim se de oye na nye enso ofa obeye de oye no nim se enye pa enso ofa wano guso a wo kase opa twem ko amanfo fi ne ekwan ahodo aye ona obi horo ne ka ofa na nkomo ya wudi unim se bonso ahodo wo kroma no ofa oman in such a way says omuhuru insuo na bebre na instead of say beko gata na e wo moche ebegu main kwan nim
yes
okes would case when e ho nim kakra bonso bi e wo for the same thing e wo be poso kakra it wo horo ka na definitely insuo na e wo be pono so no e be slope aba e kwan na wuti aba be si kodua junction kwan nim it of atem bi no ho no bedru no na sa e kwan na asphalt no e ho nchen kakra na etutu tem bi e wo say MP ena san so ebeye sa adwumadi no abra mo amuhuru cars no munim se e wose mo so mo ye mo dia ebe fa gata mu kama ebekọ berofa impempi no beebia mehu se se bi bonsuo no e wa ase na ekwan no was so kwan we ya so they call Ethiopia kwan no so no ho na mehu say ho no de omohoro cars na straight to the gutter na eko but apart from the ho no de no bonso joint am mehu wokrom ha bia no omohoro cars ni wi a insuo no instead of say sane akodo ne party mu na fa insuo ni mu akonofa ni nyina sa begu kwan ni nyina sa begu kwan ni mu okrom a so fa ba na sa na e ma government ne boka government no e boka ye sorry a ni kasa government no intimi nye kwan man potholes intimi nye but sometimes enye ignorant of am hu no say bi aburo ankasa no ye mu biye onim say ade na wo ye no enye timemu ni bi be kwa akoka of ono ni be nya asem aka chense nipa na ni bire na na say otan na nam so akoto kai no wo horo na nipa na ka ho asem but of onim pefe say de all ye no so no enya de pa.
It raises a question about assembly members are ye one. Ye nyini no say na assembly members eye adwuma influencer omowo ene saa na hu assembly member na wa ohwe yan no pay ye bie phone line no a ye ma wakwanya ma wa kira adwen o man ntamu a wo no wa assembly member na wo to abama no emre bi atwam say de na assembly members eye wo mo adwuma ene ne say the assembly members no eye wo mo adwuma no wo mo adwuma no aba form anase say assembly members ye to abama won no wo mo apagya wo mo adwuma yem wo mo apagya wo mo ahodim say unim say na assembly members ye mo allowance
for the moment
it is obi assembly member wo man tamu a adwuma wo hwehwe so obeye as an assembly member no eno no wo ye ya na assembly member wo man tamu ho no adwuma ese so wo ye no eno na o ya na anope ye di nkomo a obetimi akira adwen wo ho but say what minority leader nkomo bi a wadi no hey yeah chrome high issue
so wa woni fa
chrome high issue mia ma fenyo
wa woni
osahene abujafo ye hwe osahene video no why osahene osahene
Abubakar Yakubu MPP Sunyani is communications officer popularly known as Baba Amando arraigned before an Accra Circuit Court remanded charged with offensive conduct, false publication and circulation of statements likely to incite fear and panic. The same judge, Court Circuit Court 9, the Agenda Court, the NDC Court, and let me repeat it, that NDC judge, he must be ashamed of himself.
Yes.
And now Abronye, remanded into BNI custody for criticizing a judge. There are no isolated incidents. They are selected examples from a deeply troubling and growing list. That judge has no respect for his own judicial oath. I don't think he read the law. That Circuit Court 9 judge, I have no respect for him. For a judge to say that he's remanding Abronye into BNI custody until the case is finally determined. How? Such a judge can never have my respect. How? How? I pray that he summons me for contempt.
Yes.
I will continue to disrespect him until he upholds the law. He's gone beyond his judicial function. And it is not his first. It's as if he has been selected purposely to achieve this. He doesn't talk law. I don't know whether he ever passes law. It's a shame. It's a shame on the judiciary. And my Lord Bafuboni must pay attention to this. For whatever it is, it's about his legacy. I'm told by December he will be 70 and he will be gone. Is that the legacy he wants to leave? After Tokonu was booted out of office and all manner of accusation leveled against Tokonu, is that the judiciary?
Yes.
The judiciary, they said they were going to reset. Is that the reset where a judge will say he is remanding an accused? Because if he allows him to go, if he grants him bail, he is likely to talk again. So he should remain in custody. In fact, at first, his pronouncement was that Abronyo should go to Nsao until the case is finally determined. He's already prejudiced the outcome of the case. And this man says he's a judge. I should respect him. No way. No way. And some fool say, more fire.
Which I say, I can't think far. I can't think madness. She say, assembly say edi kampa. Kofi. Assembly say edi kampa.
Yes.
As I say, the minority leader in Ghana's parliament. Oyem renim ni no. Ono na se ebedi nkomo ya na. Ano pe ma se bisa no.
Yeah.
Se empo asem no se edi kan. And se minority leader in Ghana's parliament. And na edi nkomo na na. Na se obedi nkomo no a se ne odi ni. Sa na se so odi no ana.
Yes.
Or say court 9 hono. NDC court. Or say judge no what hono. Or NDC judge. We no say judge no wabon. Na onye sure say enso hwe a esese lawyer for ye na wo moto aso be ye judge no. Onyi ni se sa judge no a what hono. Or yes, answer we ni nyina pass ye. Owie no say ono che say o hwehwe se judge no ebeto nsa afre ne say kasa no a waka no pe yedi hu nkomo no wankasa yi nti omra na ngo hia no wo hɔ a
Obete.
ena nsɛm no obɛka ma na kɔ na sumzi wabu nua agu na sum a fi say kwan a judge no afa so aye na dwuma no onyi ni se mmeram saa na se judge no eye na dwuma ntina no pa mi bisa se asem no edi kampo a say the minority leader in Ghana's parliament osan ye mranimfo no
Ono na wo so obeka.
ono na se so odi nkomo na odi ne se de wadi no no ana Kofi.
Ofa, I'm very, very disappointed in minority leader. Afenyo marking. Ofa, Tembia yetna eka ho asem say he is a fine gentleman. That when say Osha say Okasa e parliament, at least people listening to him. And that sa way and manner ni din or the kasa or parliament. And some of us no yana yempenesa. But then that is his own style of making sure say he will make that NPP becomes popular in parliament. And make sure, say, or no, as a majority leader of the Omoko position, no, he will still have a comeback in making sure so the NPP best have a back, knowing very well the duties of Ono as a minority leader in parliament. But of in Komobi say, no, you wouldn't get the minority leader or no that NPP among you or parliament to have come and then have this conversation. They have the national communication director. What is the duty of the National Communication Director, Richard Ehiangba? Oh no, they know over. He is responsible for such communications like this. He is responsible for making sure so who the press. Now we'll briefly press about some of the things that are also within the NPP. Some of the things are the government. For he briefed these things to Ghanaians, and then he says whatever that he wants. But you as a minority leader, you don't have that kind of necessity. So if Abuba Bonting, Abu press, and then you start talking as if say someone say be onim imra ebedi san komowe. Meaning say or ni or a lawyer by profession. He knows the entails, he knows the rules and regulations of our country. But you cannot go in and attack a judge. You cannot go in and attack a whole court. Saying, say, judge, no, Suku or call only sure, say, it is a personal attack on that judge. These were the same things Abronya Kokanya. You move between her say he does not have that, necessary right to comment about that particular judge. Okoji na tema yetina kasa, I didn't Abronya ye. You as a minority leader who di amanyoko our parliament, you've also come out to say the same thing to offer. Oh, dear no, any day Kwame Abronye this kind difference being the womb. So it means that the NPP as a political party, so when him the Afenyo markings ababe ewa montana, he should send a signal to them, say the Abronye na some of the Ghanaians enforce so be attacking a judge. Or be attacking the personality. No one also threatening the life, It's the same thing. And Afenyo marking as a minority leader, our press conference, now say attacking the judge, the educational background, saying he doesn't have that. I mean, Nimdiano, so obey say human offer. Meanwhile, you know it. You know, so one can say a lawyer. Why our fast will pass it out in law school? No, the same thing. And a judge also fast will pass it out in law school. So why should you come out and attack that particular person offer? Meanwhile, you know, say in parliament, the moment Taubesha say obey attack, I mean, another arm of government, and also judiciary, you are causing something that any at the papa. All those say, oh, opposition, you are not in power. And you know, because only power to say, or even cross or criticize it, the arm of government, I mean, which is the judiciary, and Kenya Assembly, better of her. And you are because he is the minority leader. And he knows, say, as being part of the legislature, no, it is not good as a member of a legislature to go against the judiciary, which is also another organ of government, which is not good. That is the reason why sometimes, you think almost the NPP, communication, it is very bad.
You see, Kofi, yababa lines no so na abusuanfo anope mo agebra mo hweye no mo nso mo adi nkomo na mo akira adwen. But oman Ghana on say ya anye careful. Politicians no ombe say ye man na man say anya careful na ye di politicians na chi de bia ye tamo achi a ombe say man na man both political parties decide say institutions of state institutions of state no a eboa ama democracy ka bi ma menka bi amamuo no a ya fa ato ye ho so say ye no politicians ni decide say running down the institutions. NDC, MPP, na kopem da ben. Ena yebeboa ma institutions no. Ejina na ye nyina di buo ni nidi ese ebema wo mo. You would find officials of NDC criticizing. Na omo criticize ya, but no is to get their party followers to support.
Yeah.
Utie adie ya afenyo mankin ya. Party fu a net ho omo nyina ani age omo hu say we dey bonfire. Or tuja.
Omo kura say so kebi.
Omo ani jija no a all to ne ho. Ono anso nim say enkomo na odi no e dey asem beba. But we decide say ya na obedi nkomo no. Nti na mi bisa se asem no edi kan po a asem we se edi kan eye kwan a kwam na afenyo manke afa so a odi no saa na se so odi no ana na ono na se so odi saa nkomo yi the minority leader in Ghana's parliament ono na se di nkomo yi ana anopei onso wo ho akwanya ye bisa ye betimi a kira adwen onso betimi a kira adwen ti anopei ye ni nkomo ai ye ni nkomo 020 633 4646 020 633 4646 and 020 633 4747 and opeye bisa question of the day. What is the difference between temple and chapel? And opeye with me aboa en sa nkoma no ho ye di nkoma afa nsuo ya etoi ene yen ya nso kwan a ye fa so ebo man ye japade ho ban na ye hwe wo mu a wo mu horo ka ewo asphalt so ene nsuo a etona etai akwan so a yenya nhihye bi a nsuo no betimi afiri kwan no so akọ ene ye bisa wa no pay say wo assembly member adwuma a wo hwehwe say wo assembly member be ye no eno ena assembly member no o ya na anopay emu bia no obetimi afre na wa kira adwen na ya hwese de enkomo no ebekọ kofi o ha afenyoma ke nkomo ya ebe wie sen
ofa die be kwa ko wi ne say attack no de akọ judge ne so no right now no ejina judge ne so if he wants to take afenyoma ken on he will take him on obe taking it on no wa be kire ne baby kro koye exams a one pass and as a baby kro ko school a say be wodi the school no idi natem o ma wiase ene Ghana fo nyine hu say be judge na oti asem no so na wodi asem say be wabon he needs to be taken on
me pacho mame nkomenhia no pe na me ne Akwesi Boaten ani nkomo Akwesi ye mo ache hello Akwesi
hello
ma yentie wa no pe
ọba mẹlẹdì America kiri kí n kọ́ lẹ́yìn ìgbà bọ́ba ètò òun ni òun yóò mú ẹ̀kú ti dára ṣe jẹ́ lórí àtúbọ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ ń pàtó làbá ẹ̀dẹ̀ ìdílé ẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀yìn ọ̀nà mẹ́tì ẹ̀ máa ìwé tó làbẹ́ mọ́ ìbúdó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ bọ́ra wọ́n yà mọ́ kẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ bọ̀ bá bọ́ ìwé tó yà mọ́
okay mame enkokọ de anope na me ne Eric ni nkomo hello Eric mi entie o
Pacho me pese mbam fu do so kakra
bajo wo so
me pacho wasem ya wodi tudwe se wuti mu a ye the president John Dramani Mahama waka the same thing about no opposition one of president no waka the same thing about no opposition but Ghana for ankahwe ADC MP young wo waka the same thing aso ye no so obi Ghana for obi ankahwe e dey na abonye kabibia abonye de ekimi abefa
hello Eric
e dey na say but do so kabibia I want say Ghana for aso etim bisa
hello
yes na mo man ki chero say akani ya ma fo no na ma ye no ya tima mu fo no I was say hwe yi na amanafo na ba o man na ma ye se Ghana fo nyina ne mba ya dwene a o mo bi nyai amanasem no ye nyai o mo mi na bi dwene adi ti no na ye hwe so na ye try ma yi na wo mo na ba sa say wo manya sikar bebre o mo na ko be address na me nu mi ni so ehe ni efa ejenya di fi amanafo no so wasa de o kan ya NDC kabi ambiti kabi na sese ya hwe mo ndia sa wo mo a bebo ye mo na ma se de o kan ya no eje be sira ti mamufo no kuma ine si gyan papa efa me ma me da ase
yenso ye da ase anopai yeguso a yedi nkomo top of the morning yebisa nsem emu bia obetimi akira adwen wo ho 020 633 4646 020 633 4747 obetimi asend voice note text message and WhatsApp message 020 754 3637 020 754 3637 oko Facebook nso a obetimi edi nkomo no ho ne yensa beka bia na yebekenkan de yesese yebo no yebeye ne sa pepepe de ama chiradwen nkomo ni nyina ho ba bia wote wo man tem assembly member adwuma a oye no wani eso ana etesen na afi asembisa eda ye nim no nso obetimi aboa na wa chiradwen wo ho kovi
offer it's not often common meeting they say afenyo marking as a minority leader ejina ho edisa nkomo ya I think say he needs to be dealt with
yensan comment here bi afi Kwesi Boaten bi gidi ye say otemenka Akwesi ye mo ache hello Akwesi
Yeah, so I want to say.
nyame adom nyame adom
Hello.
mpacho
Me kasa bit me share with you.
yo
Hello. Hello.
Akwesi kasawai
Hello.
nana kwati okumase nana nana yenti o
Ayo, nwa me wa mojuma.
adwuma da
come on, the journey later there, but my take a crack. Sir, far among yourself near my cocoso or main. Maybe a mimi who say, that's if you shall bear a dear son away in media, a NPP near DC. If you say 10 force be anywhere, ever. Now, background, which are called NPP and DC. It's not make us someone you feel woman, because of the NPP near this name, and I was saying, yes, share among you full crowd your point because you to me you will cry and free. We are there, or maybe two major political party and a ruling. We share the UK a Labour and Conservative over UK, US, a Democrat, Republican, just France, Umukrano, a China, Macron, it will be Baby who call near there. So, Tisaka, can you go to Ghana? Ha, nay, has a folk as a Tikotoko. But also as time goes on, and as Sadia number before a man illegal crazy, mediama for an aji. And she said, what would you say, dear, what dear, Sama you could mean, and a bit to a dear swan. Nancy, you know, mamma, and I was here share among you could cry, your person would dear so. Yet they may decide you, and you womb, it is here share, not a woba. And as all now near you, Cassabi, near Subabi, and you had to say, your mind, and said, you need to Cassaco and the Kayanua. What's our you go over the ballot a paper and the button, and say, what about Sunday was saying, you now, you said, I'm on your phone, the answer on the same man. You say, oh, a miracle, you won't take part, women take party. At the end, they are woman and about to do on it. Name yen na ye kwa kudu mo chine osi ehwe amanukuo kra sabi agempapa wonti obetumi aboa wo enemy abla bi randas
menso me da se anope ne o chefa wo de ebeka nkomo no ho yeguso a opese o kira adwen na wafre na wo de edi nkomo wo fidua mu Fache television so and our way YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, on the X platform. Baby, Fache television now near Edin Komokovi. Say
it's over.
Osha political parties no. They say and someone afenyo marking abidi benina. O say the party for ni bi be free mu abe condemn and say wo mu nyina ebe san bonichido.
Of there is no way send the party for no be free about be condemn, especially those who hold the positions or party. They will never come out. They will never come out to condemn that. I mean, reckless statements in our Babon, making. But then, so we grab a Babon thing, Abeka, Sa, and Semna, it will be a mere party member. Or support to NPP. I mean, in the moment, says, Kotua baby, or vote to the NPP. Or no, Odino Creno, a bit my Babon thing, Abeka say, in Commona, after your mark in school, and we the entry into what one apologize it, and farmer that say judging of her. So, only yes, idea is a very bad of her. For partisan politics that we are doing over here. Even the all help me and pay or no NPP ni. Our no names and the party ewo position the crumple would think say yet had on the year can be at the marginal. It offer partisan politics ne e will run in trim e will come out to the extent say even when some of the people within the same party are doing something that any kind of credit trauma, this will be the same people they will come and even attack us. So for, I don't think none of these party members bit member Bonting Ababekase in common after markings BD and we the entry or more MPP for, but we the in common after markings BD and entry on Kononkopa a can say judge not actual offer. Some come way akoso all kinds of a tamana any civil position. Yeah, you know some Jenfi Babon me can say ebe threaten some security services for we say some mobile power or be making sure some crofo no e be you be this over the moment amobe yes no mumma these services institutions no mo run it down mo run your credibility down mumma yenti memfo ne hu say ebia some crofo no kwampo no omo dwumedi a wo mu omo di no say bi omo nim dwumedi no mu di ni ye
Kofi ma men ko sankore na me ne Kwame Jima eni nkomo Kwame ye mo ache
Mikata.
Hello Kwame.
Mikata.
Kwame kasa.
Auto me man, mutu party do ye di man. Oba, anyi no ba nya ma ko ma, mutu party. Ono so ba ka ye wu be bi wona. Ye wu be bi wona. Ti o mu be
yɛde biara yɛbɛde yɛwɔ yɛmotwee yɛwɔ abom district yɛmotwee ɛnde ayi no ɛnde sɛmne ma wɔn mo baa yɛmotwee papa ebi a sɛ kɔ yɛbu mu hwee wotumi ma yɛ ɔmo baa ma kɔndɛm wɔn mo yɛ adwuma ɛkwan koraa yɛyɛ koraa fie da ho nyinaa ɔmo asɛ kwan no yɛ bio ɛnde bi egu so ɔmo yɛ kwan no ɔmo baa yɛ ɔmo anyɛ ewura ɛdikukuku ɛkwan yɛ ɔmo de to ɛɛsɛ yɛayɛ kwan nso na kwan yɛ na yɛ kwan nti na yɛ tum hɔ na etie no ankɔlɛ area taa mo yɛ no.
All right. Yanso yɛ da ase anɔpɛ sɛ obi wɔ ahoma so a yɛne no ebedi nkɔmɔ nyɛ saa na yɛde ɔfa wei no ɛba na wieɛ na yɛsiesie yɛn ho atwɛn sɛ agodie mu nsɛm deɛ wama no ne deɛ wɔ ɔman Ghana yɛde no nso abrɛ yɛn Kofi. I'm sure that story will be trending. Kwame na afenyo market story no
of course.
Nti na wotwe yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ deɛ nkɔmɔ no ɛbɛkɔ. Masɛm bisa ne sɛ na asɛm ni di kan mpo a na say necessary yɛ ka no na a minority leader ɛna na ɛsɛ sɛ odi nkɔmɔ yi ana anɔpɛ bwan a yɛn nso yɛn no ebedi ho nkɔmɔ Kofi ɛnura mi hu list bi me na list ɔde aba no ana
sa list me nim say free JB for so you say amonfo bi so da hye da you better
onipa di 55 no ya amfa bi ankɔ ana
say onipa wo mu
but official list
na mintimi enkyere no
na wo ntimi nkyere de aze na wo kono be yede
na mintimi enkyere you say abu baro abekyerem say efiri na so ye and I see because of late no some national countries there na ya eba no ye bi wa ya na fake bi wo amanfo na share that na say plan e di bi hyehyem ni ade France for the bi can pay dey fake trainer original one ankasa buy
but some of the 26 na buy which is but when they 55 no say 55 I thought that it was mandatory for team bia to present 55 country bia
and only a provisional
na eno yen de we
of I say and no mehu say e ho popoye bia ba internet ne so no but as to say a year legit provisional 55 man squad na no na we say pe mu ntire mu di fira bo no
right anopɛ bebre aka ɛsɛsɛ yɛde brɛw da ubon krata nkɔmɔ no yɛbɛ brɛw yɛde mampani bedi nkɔmɔ na afi sɛ unim sɛ IMF sɛ yɛ no ɔmo
we no mo tonkwanta ya pai
yɛ no ɔmo atonkwanta
ya pai
but yɛ pai yɛ no yasan no ɔmo akohyia wo
baby foforo extended credit
facility ɔmo didi nkɔmɔ no ɔmo sɛ ɛno nso ɛbɛboa yɛ kwan bi so nti anopɛ yɛbɛdɔ mu sukɔ na yɛtie saa nkɔmɔ no na yɛhu baabi a IMF no se no omo agya aware o se mpna ne no omo twe a mpna twe no mfaso ben na yebenya afi the new patriotic party omo ahase election polling station election no Kofi
eno antokwa
ehun nsem aye bibiri ti anopai yebegye bre na eno nso ye de abro ye da ye ho aba ye ba agudie mu nsem se de yensa aka no sports team no edini nyina abebro Daybreak dwumadie wo fache television so ni anu anaze ubi jam omo ayi omo ade anu
of our yo what
omo ayi omo ade anu
omo yo what they are call me David Blo za de lesi wala
ba se esanche se
e je se pe e dey no question so we be but baby bia bi jai there covid let's see who we for ala
the bi tempo no ye omo ase bi omo pa sori ko no omo ye hundi
omo pa sori ko
so omo nsum nyame no omo nsum Kristo
e dey no le tempo
omo no mo ko tempo na chapel de Kristo for
te se won no
te se
okay mate
abuji kwa fa ne de no
oba unu ade ono de be share to amu e je ne wo asa ya na be careful pa hey my you odo be share badu ye be share eduli ade
Okan wa ye bi hwe no
bitie la ba aba koye bi hwehwe mu
matia
ko ama
na
brepa
enra mi hu list bi is it supposed to the original 55
oh David
so
A54 no release 55 man list bia
and they say konfo na ya no di bia betum
so obotwe ale ba lo mo ba yo we okay but the area 55 in the corner dada.
But the coin, no, you're more or minor money.
Oh, David, the tell is it. It's a France 26 man list nearby. Already, almost provisional man list call, but on 1 year and 1 P.
Okay.
But less and all the 26 in the bar. Say, Obiana, you'll be beating Mepra. Yeah, beating yes. I was on you, be replacing. Okay. Hemrane was a deep no machine. No, the dean was a provisional man list now, the coin. Your players in who are coaches in the contact you almost always standby player. Freddy Bar, me Robert Babishi. I'm on provisional man listing. Okay. The Ghana yet the no a call. Oh, so a smart pa or more member friendly match at the chair. A possible zoo be our listing. But almost so my one then I mean said American when you are
provisional
or more couple friendly match again me equal.
You better consider
our listing. The say ABI koi ubi koda modi movie no mu say exceptional. No Freddy Bar. You bet in the Nababishi. I see. And the air train a final squad 55 for the year. A good for winning Ghana players are a Beba World Cup no more tour. Okay. Of Abajo is that France 26 in their buyer. Almost
out of almost 55. No?
Yeah, no, 26 in the but almost is that Kamavingazi. A store hope or the Diabet Makwakusi. But provisional list and the deal will be problems or an afro. Kama benga rabishiti obasanete ti de na ma bontene de boys na twen ade ne ma no mo mayo mo de
but abu de kire ne say yem boys no omo a ye consider omo no boys na de omo nim
omo mbeko
omo a ye consider omo say omo betimi akọ World Cup no boys na de omo nim say
say nipa okọ
o say you say 55 no oma ye do omo koye no players no dey say efe ni be bo oma mane ana
o treble obi an club say we invite me di hon komo ama omo hu so a player we a friend no o ye part o tu ya week we na news bi na nam say Ghana squad e dey call World Cup no ya frɛ Semenyo ya frɛ ho cause omo hu Mexico list no omo so far ni say Ghana list ni dey pekakra na so e di sara ofete
I see
your mom be call World Cup no na ye twen say 26 no eno e mandate to date no ache ya te say na Brazil be ni mu omo de I was a week we run next week no be out the 26 na ba the 26 dey dey ba dey odisi again I see you be omo
Martin yankwai amanone nkomo e wa amanone no emu ode ebi mu nso eyarehwo minim se coaches ni bi enya adwuma ebi nso lusu omo adwuma league na bi abo mu de awie ebi nso be wia ansa but anopa mi enti de ekoso
alright mama ko ba ye ba fa TV mre na so Daybreak ye bomode na ye de Kaakyire Monseba ebe rabe ba sports update sere kanabro from the about the town na fe offer ene Maestro aso kama peda mamedino Abu Diaby Kweku va Sabi Mohammed ena fe Luta King omo ebo michido ma dwumade no mere baba be rametimi ara mana tetem so ye share seven ase de enko alexis ni nkomo over the weekend at the African Seniors Championship no eje peneko etimi ade pemia na momma me medal table 1 no over the medal table atu ze Ghana ya Fred dance aboka nazo ye be ni day twida boni ni de ye no ye ma ne mba ye the World Cup sa atete ama de na mfa do check the medal table no de to so ba na udi ho nkoma South Africa minor na bo mo de ba benya medal so no munya 10 gold no munya 4 silver munya 2 na face no bronze so munya 4 Cameroon minor etos mi gold munya 3 enya silver 1 and afi bronze 1 ti omo so nya medal so no e mako 5 Ethiopia etos mi ensa omo so no e bo mo de enya medal so no 7 omo nya gold 3 omo anje silver bronze 4 and Nigeria diwa omo so ebo mo de enya medals no e mako enkono omo enya gold 2 silver 4 and afi bronze no omo nya 3 Botswana omo na next edition no omo be hosti omo ebo mo de enya medals no we mo nya mako 4 gold no omo je 4 and afi so no silver no amepacho gold omo je 2 na silver no omo je 2 so omo ma me the next one no na ye hwe bibia me mind konkro Ghana yezo ye kokotoye otumu zampa ano editi Ghana ye to so 16 yenya gold yenya silver baako na yenya bronze so mienu ntu kaboma na jeze medals no yenya mako miensa ano edi ye papa na nso ni nyina mo no ye gidi ze yakọ anim na ebe na ya ye dwuma ni ye na aboa na bibibia de da ye pa etimi edi ama ye fiore enkokodi nkomo the national U17 no omodo mani achemu ewo Morocco Patamanra ye second game ne call so against Senegal yenya penalty boss no ye shego va ne disalawe enu echi no 10 against 11 Senegal minor edi asho mine Ghana or the ally ne to so na uhebia otumu zampa ade no na mu eden na emu ede na emu ehie papa edi ye pemso bia ade ne no totoye no anchara nko ya fa moman Ghana emu nsem no ye di erom kama so no etimiera manti Senegal eboye kaba ko aye ntimi antiti ne on the table no to so ma na ohwa oze bibi eda no yize nyame bem ye final game ye ne South Africa ene de bebo ani ahwese betimi akonkode erom on the knockout stage na Georgia edi kan wo 4 points plus 2 goals South Africa edi omo ewo 3 minus 1 afi Senegal also edi omo 3 omo any goals ni na Ghana yerasia ye 1 minus 1 niaman ko yekra etimi emfa emaye yemfione yanko kokodi mankomo kakradia Hazakes ladies abojuma etimi age emana FA Cup no edisi omo na so de tennis enra omo ne army ladies ene de boy ni ye pemso a ma game ne ramu the 90th minute game no end 1-1 end you know ye ramu e extra time esanto aso a end in a draw na penalties no aboama ni Hazakes ladies ajijuma de edisi omo na so a eboa na hihye no akoyi kama pa so edi amomo a yere ho nsem no ewramu so no etimi edi ama the Ghana Premier League ma day 33 result a ye recording the weekend na chese no so no na no edi ye papa na ye bobo so etimi edi ama wa real for no awrewrama till the final day ye bere se be ko etimi edi amomo edi nei Nations FC share and shebi Emma Vision Kobo Mobako Dr. Kwame Chi Sports Complex Mediama Tana TNA Stadium Ebo Kadunum Emma Pando Heart of Lions etimu mienu Mediama highlight no de tosomawa over enjoy na won said Emma they see ekoye 11 wonders omo anshebi ama Brekum Chelsea eko Kobo meka mienu Erafi Ediana Football Club omo nso eju omo na so ahwesere hihye no esi etia omo bo eka no mako miensa Emma Boboku a ye from Young Apostles omo nso no eyeye bia asaka no omo entimi ante a eno nso no na ano edin ye papa ara games a ewura mu no eno nso say na esi ekoye Dreams bom yensa Emma bibiani go stars etimu bako 11 others actually Brekum Chelsea kokobom ekabie no Hull United ye makase danda nyina hwe omo a me dia aro mempene dwae na eza ade ne da ho dada 3 point no edi Kaakyire amabase Holy Stars ena Karela Shebako Emma All Blacks entimi anshebi Nations FC enso se de kankan no omo transma Vision Kobo bako na Sama Shebako a Heart to Focus no entimi ante na bichenzo bom yensa Emma Krobia Kumasi Asante Koroko etimi etimbako dine or the table no to so na ora already Mediama Ababa champions are Ghanaian League no Omaji edisi omo na so with 62 points Bibiani Go Stars toss me no omo 57 points Heart to Folk enso no etos me ensa 51 after 9 on Diana Football Club 50 points Sama Testosunum omo 50 points Dreams FC etosunsia 49 points Krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko etosunson 49 Karela United toso watch 49, Breku Chelsea toso kono omo 47. Bechem United toso do 47, Basekoli Stars toso do bako omo 46, Vision FC toso do mieno 44, All Blacks toso do miensa omo 42 na afi no, Pando Out of France toso do 9 omo 42, Young Apostles toso do 42, Nations FC toso do nsia 41 na afi, Hoho United toso do nson omo 30 points, and do watche 11 wonders omo nso no 13 points already miruko yeresi yebebo modi enya bako aka hona aba beboa na bibibia akoye kama pan so no etimiera ma yan league no dia season 2025-2026 no ade ebeko etimiera pem Ghana ha yeresi ne ma beko ye pera mana sara mekeze mediama champions no na takwa de ye papa na ohrese give ne ba be sha se ne ne ma na ekom ne sere tutu no esieti ana no edempa mama me mediama supporters no ewo TNA Sports Stadium said na Nigeria City ne said na na Messi ko ni jamana na omo hye no say na feeling it here. Until no ye mediama AC and I was a normal supporters no omani agi papa is as a team no last 5 years in the Premier League no mabomodia and premium you know moje etimiresio manaso na enyare keto akra after the game no na OHS and the club president presido el presidente Muspaka na kakalika na enyare keto akra see and na feeling no na etie so no etimi ediama yerko yerima as a weekend where NG FC Ashanti Goro 4 ebo modern weekend against King Fighter almost here present your trophy no at the M mana kwaku mamiano pana na supporters they go flow to no ezanze na wo so mo modi etukrum ebo nkofo nka yese ne ene dey trophy no e ba ye supporters no sere no mo nam krom ni didi na mo ye na say na feeling it here. Antiamoye Ashanti Goro 4 na ne unza mpomo supporters no etu kroma soloku ubetwi abetwi adene di dema ebo ma ne makoye pa etimiere ma club na tumuza mpa na nije no ano edinye papa e di erame timiere ma no ye ne de general manager yakaso kacho se urwani chemo oboase na eze na MC yo no oboase municipal ni mamia ye friend honorable Faustina Love Kenning adia any team no was shares wom na honorable nra after say BBLC pa na ba omo present omo trophy amomo no suzuzu ndi asade wan e kan enti ne honorable Faustina Love apia Kenning na so di gina mo no say na no so na tie Until no ye honorable na uzampa ne odi ase bo ma ne makoye pa etimi ede ema na hunse no ye di ewram na bo na tutu no akoye kama pa so etimi ede ama na after say game ne ba na we omo we ne yero omo players no so celebration no na eno so ya ade na eyesronko ni nyina ne nei omo abomoden enya promotion na 2026-2027 omo babe ram say na FC Ashanti Goro for omo players no so Germany wo bo asenda Eltia no ye command na is a Japanese be a course wa ano edimpa ewia ye ba mo na ebe rameti me amazing the week we no was a resource and fishes ni yi kakra te za ma no ni si was bi de dan chen kakra ni didi aka no nkomo because urwani chemo Europa 5 major leagues no bi ba kope eni enya champion eno na England aka ni nyina elai mo matches ni ebo ni ade ni yakua ni me ya na mi ramu amano na mi ni nkomo kakra na weekend na urwani chemo Saudi Arabia tima ye form Al Ali ebo modern a omo Champions League omo je no omo ye celebration no e omo pitch no so ana no edem pa ozo omo je back to back no je za pa omo ye djuma na weekend o ye player na ye bodi a na ya bo krom nyom na de ababa be di asa kakra em the players ne do so pa baro hwema yanka se ye nia ye ni Frankesi ofiabi ko sumpatamo ye bodi dia obaba be ro mo pitch no so no oba no ha okwabi ko so ohun nyom na ye boaf na ejidi bebrebe no eno ana ne omode man akwaba ne yenko kore kakra Kesi and I was a panino or Pomodi Jin and near Boamane Makoye Pedemano back to back Asian Champions League winners no Al Ali. No money general I was like a Europe Rebecca says UEFA Europa League. Weekend dinner grand finale no so call so no need Champions League in echi the Okukuramu Asia. Al Nassr Omonitima your former Gambo Osaka from Japan and the boy in a bad year na Cristiano Ronaldo the call for last say so na ma bibi. Na mama mi Ronaldo ni dim na no na face no ohwe the facial we have to say referee ne bo aben oba to mu ze chama nu no kakra say oba yina de o kan say na Ali wo ho Hilal wo ho na tibu kra bebe ye de wa ha da bia pata na so say ya no ma damak fo no aba be yo mo na bo nua kwata na it seems say the modi ye Ronaldo e wo Saudi Arabia or enya kra o hey, na Gambo Osaka de ze o de ba me komo di na me to aso na me di me komo le boala le ba de yes sir Ronaldo for the be ti ba me komo di la me to aso na me di komo FC Bayern Munich weekend yo mozo bo modern celebrity o trophy na to muzapa na eno so na no edem pa na charge no okọ Bayern Munich omo Luther King and Luis Diaz otonyom di ya na at times e ba no we na okonu krum yo na wo steals kakra ne ade a weekend vibes no the man team no say na feeling no na esiete Adi eno ne Bayern Munich ko Luther King no and I was twa na nyom ne gum kama pa ne ma ekoye de ma the way DJ me mistake na nyom ne du ala was akwa na body score pa as a Luther no man beater ultimate fanya hit we o to fa na nyom mboa ma bibia akọ kama pa Luis Diaz ya Antona Mboka baba be shegus ama omo de omaje trophy ono kroya so no santo nyom boama players no edi asade ma koye per mo Michael Olise mo mama ne picture no na Olise picture de yana yere to so etimi ede ma Bundesliga player of the season nezo no na akọ etimi ede ama na weekend we asa Olise dia etosu zampa ono so ni obi a o join e ban no nema ekoye kama pa so no etimi ede ma ye fiore kokoko Ramo France na Luther be story bi di ma say Paris FC for la catch PSG for say omoji trophy na anya omo park so na ebe present dia momo but honente say Ghana ekoko eze bo coronation match na eti e dey ade also epekwa bi so present trophy de momo na o mao PSG omo trophy presentation na e bia PSG for original o makobo we no omo supporters na nim e na ye present trophy de dia momo ho na o sere bibia enyi ezanze so okwa Parc des Princes otra Paris FC omo stadium na yese kwan ne dam na owuramu team from PSG omo stadium no to omo ya akrafo omo nka enti zo join na ha omo ba bi e de omo akọhye e de omo akọju omo supporters na ni abo bibi kakra bi e na omo ju on ye trophy presentation na omo so omo ni agi na omo bo say ye ya wi confole catch up say omo ye omo kra no e omo park so na omo ba be ju omo ni enti no hapopotwe ya de ma PSG a omo zo bo omo de ju omo ni a ano edin panra 27 minutes per na Ousmane Dembele epieri free game ni na mpinfo a conference on beko na omo akwa asese no yezi nkomo we ba yo Rome France a na omo ni Jesus Ballon d'Or winner a omo jiri so ba be lead France minor ere omo akwa ko jama World Cup no ama omo abo adwuma na pra Rome de ama no na nation no PSG for say homo ezan say UCL final no say Ousmane Dembele ejina mo jiri se beboa ma ne ama akoye kama pa etimi area matim no na so ni na mo yesi nei era on ba asese no na ndadodo a obetena fie no omo de aba beram na aboa ama bibia akoyeda ama yeda so jam France no amoma me Hendrick Olympic Lyon supporters ni pay tribute to Hendrick enra omo game omo ne long edibo ani na ne final game a season end no oba be ball long ere momo a obefiu aba beram na wabo adwuma etimi area man club a ye form Real Madrid ni onya video ne to so ere man na ha about the sad time ni ye na film no park no so no dede ne ma na ekono sei na esse etie
meu axé, não vou dizer quem é. Som da fé, cabeça feita. Axé, no PG do candomblé. Axé, tenho meu corpo fechado. Axé, que me vinga da mandinga, figa de Guiné. Mas o de fé do meu axé, não vou dizer quem é. Que me vinga da mandinga, figa de Guiné. Mas o de fé do meu axé, não vou dizer quem é. Som da fé, cabeça feita.
Kantiamo ye Hendrick and I was a day no team form Leon supporters no AP tributary amano earlier reported by season and day ape obeba back to Madrid na waba beto aso atrinia till season be end na Brazil World Cup no be kubia wa join omo or the Hendrick video no to so ba machi na oba be do Madrid in Patamo e dieze one Madrid team no and be train over the Bebas na bibia de dia ahode ne ba na Carlo Ancelotti no body no na Hendrick eka ho a na cheso no so no etini aba be join Brazil man no e na omo ajumanti video na da so no we mouse Hendrick na rival no na eboa ma nyama koyere ma hoachi a e na oba be ramu e wo hono ma eboa ma bibia e koye kama so yere ma no ye ramu ele ne nkokodi nkomo Inter Milan na je double Christian Kivu ofo njini ndi o are ne double o di Coppa Italia no e na osaje terse a na moma me omo trophy celebration na wiade no nipe koko gu oro na ehubuta Inter Milan for na otumuzampa wiade no na no den na omamehwe wiade no kakra na yase aha na dwode no so kakra etawuzampa Inter ejuma na omo ye ne niam na omo di wura no yade aso omo supporters na nti wiade ni ni e na onso omo supporters na bodom pema omo ye didi sa adwumede no zo de ba omo nse still supporters na nda na omo da so ginama ere omo ehwe so meboa na bibibia akoye kama pa etimi ere ama boboko no nti esa pepe ere si etie no so no ye di eromu kama so no etimi ere ama weekend players do na any pay tribute ede emo a na ano eden pa de di kan no mama me Robert Lewandowski ene ne family no ebera mo Camp na ohe omo ba bewura mo ne nei ye pay tribute ede ama Lewandowski is say Saturday no e no confirm yes ni juma no ba be no Barcelona no ya de akọ etimi ede apem enti ni no ogiri se mfie kakra obaba bedi no club nim no akwedi apem dia e was a ne ye hwena ye hye no nyamto we no eye obobo omode man God of honor na mama me Lewandowski oni ne busua no na ezo omo so ba bewura no odi nkomo eda Barcelona boboku na se where omo support omode amano from day one e baba bewura no ogiri se no so ye no nyam hye kese a eko edi amano and dan de nyina obeto akoso e Barcelona ni a ebeboa ma bibia akoyie pa edi amana mama me Antoine Griezmann onozo wani HM Civitas Vanda Metropolitano a obomode ono so ene Atletico Madrid boboko ni dinkra ya kere a chose already oko US na wako akoto aso etimi abuejuma enti Griezmann so no na busua eba bewura mo ono so ni epetribu de ma no na ahwe Griezmann ni ma na esenisu eyesu na osu a na ade no arehuye papapa na omu yi niam bi a waye era ma Atletico Madrid tu no na ohwe screen yesu din a na ne raho nanso ni nyina no bema ba bi wa ma me ni nyina oye den a da ku bi sane enti akwetimi era pemedi amana no eden na odi nkomo de chopa e ma Atletico Madrid fans ne ze omu nyina mfa nche no se du ba bi no oda na chide ma club na okokosi akere ma Barcelona saade no besi nei oda na esoso na daye omo mfa nche no club ne ya de da na koma so pa edize ne wanya akonya afiwa akobere ama Barcelona ni se ha supporters no na mum no omo mfa nche no after we so no ere hu ze Fernando Torres ba ya na ezo shegwa na de no ye no one Griezmann nyina bu nkotudwa omo ye bi enso Vanda Metropolitano wa otumuze no so no na efe ye papa edize onya Griezmann ne Fernando Torres ma na eze no enso na edaso a ni nyina mo no bo mode na we enjoy na hihye no akoye timi ede ama na bibia ada ye timi era Enrique Casemiro so weekend Manchester United for bo mode an farewell no etimi ekoso a Casemiro so de no otumuze no so no na efe ye papa omo present ade bi etimi edema no so no so baaye no emfie kakra ni ejuma waba ba ede ama United abusuako no ya de a eso mani pa edi ono so no omo bo mode etimi presentation kama pa etimi ede Enrique Casemiro na yeze no game ne ba na wie no Casemiro papa Oromo Old Trafford Stadium odi akone abakoba sa ni na se wase sa ne ba ne niam nyina waja ba akokra ho edizonya video no de to so ma na eze Enrique Casemiro ne papa no dunia ne ma no first one na papa na mo ahye de baby sa no abozo de kwa no de akoguo no wasan ba be fa foforo bozo de we so ko ya pe no wasan san na chi aba be fa foforo echeza mpa be ma ba be edu ama me ni nyina emena so no so no e wo so ko na okokoko gina o me na mrisi no aboa na bibia akoyie pa etimi area man weekend izoro bibia da dia ma Africa final koso Manchester City ejo mo na so Chelsea bo me ka ba ko a o mo ntimi ante ya ye de shon to ansemenyo enya the only goal no etimi area Manchester City na after game no era nkomodidi o mo bisa asemenyo ze offers every cup trophy awaje area Manchester City ni na de na be carry afa say erodi nkomo no ereche.
Antoine, congratulations. You're an FA Cup winner for the first time. Can you sum up how you're feeling right now?
I don't know how I feel right now, to be honest. I feel like I'm quite numb at the moment, but once we get the trophy and stuff, I think it'll kick in more.
That was a cheeky goal to win it.
Yeah, I just tried to improvise the best I could, and yeah, went in the bottom corner, so I can't even complain.
It seems like time slowed down, Antoine. You just look so composed. You won't have seen the replay yet, but it looked like it was meant to be. Erling cuts it back, and just the connection, the finish, unbelievable.
I've done it a couple of times in training, so I mean, it was behind me, so that was the only thing I could do, and lucky.
LTL no ye Antoine Semenyo na uzampa wati enim FA Cup no maje na Chelsea weekend iso a confirm say Xabi Alonso na baba lead club on 4 solid years. The 2026-2027 there's a ex Bayer Leverkusen Real Madrid omo manager no Xabi Alonso e be fa Chelsea ni omo etimi aye adwuma yemra ni timi vampem nyambo awia ye ba Luta de Mo na ebeba be remedy ama wa ama no ne ye call Daybreak offer ba on Maestro na de akibia ato asori ama be diri abudi abi Habib Mohamed Ricardo vs Luta Ken omo teaching adwuma de no ye de ramu etimi e ma usual Lord Asamoah striker smooth striker e bomodi ja camera de chi ye ma pem ye ko yaka
bro. Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics at Daroma. Now for Millennium Construction na yade krata no ebro. Bison Global Shipping and Logistics. Adwumaku a na wode nneema ekwa amanone. Saa na oboa ma won a wo amanone nso yade na eba wo man Ghana mu. Di se wo Ghana ha. Wo hu ka bia o to am yade ya wo man Ghana mu. One Bison Imperial Shipping and Logistics adwumakuo no enimo car kro no abeso wo moto de brel no wo beto de ebedu haba wo behwe no ayi na afi bia wo bia no wo de brel na se ko mu basic kasem ebe ko na obi di no kre e ma wo enya no kwa anso se nkunya frama no ne ba se wode kono frama no ne ba global logistics behwe na why na guvi ama ni nya ni mantias enya dwuma na di nokre ema wo Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics and Crane one what community 2 Kotoka International Airport International Airport ni said ye kano no so obedu asante mantemu a won wo Kumasi dichan so eho no wo ani woni nkomo na won hwemfa niema emrel sa na person de niema fira Ghana ekwa amanone nso a Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics ebeboa na waye no sa Millennium Construction adansie hu niema Millennium Constructions na edimu akotene won dimu tintiman a kyerese obia a wo pe niema ye si dan de Millennium Constructions na won di nkomo a obehwede ama say ye pavement blocks na wo pe anase eyimfidi a yede esi dan no ama wo asase na wo pato ana asase na wo pese wo ton ene wonni hu nkomo woto asase ma wa nkrata eka ho dan na wo pese usi a say ye story building say ye short houses ibi obeya ama say ye gated community mu na wo pese wo tena ade a wo sibi wo Kumasi krodua mu ba bi bebre o man Ghana mu nso won esi adan ene Millennium Construction ni nkomo na won hwe ensi wo dan na ma hospital asupiti ne yeka ho asemi ana factory na opese usi school dan na usi dwa na opese usi ene ya yesi 24-hour market on Millennium Construction di nkomo a wo behwe no aye wo de no ama na won so wanya bre akɔgye sika ene niema ekeka ho nyina Millennium Constructions wo Boshen na Yas Junction waka ho na no pay yedida ubonkrata nkomo no ebrel Facha Television Daybreak Jumedi nkomo ye ekoso no ano we are active on our social media platforms on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok ni nyina no Facha Television Kofi yenko.
So we start with the Daily Gist newspaper this morning, and the Daily Gist newspaper says that NPP rejects NDC claims IMF program was delayed. And also the other story says that we won't be gagged. Afanyo marking warns over return of culture of silence. And also the other stories on the front page says that Hohoi MCE chases NPP activists with BNI CID for filming Akufo-Addo project. And also RTI Commission slaps Finance Ministry with 100,000 Ghana cedis fine. And also FBI tightens news around Asante Achim North MP, that is Honorable Ohene Kwame Frempong. And also Prophet Bedukobi predicts Julius Deborah leading NDC into 2028 elections. And also our focus former headmaster endorses his NPP chairmanship bid. All of these news on the front page of the Daily Gist newspaper.
And opeyen shase na yemfa Daily Gist newspaper no emma o just yen komodo do no a yen shase yemfi Prophet Bedu Kobi enkomo a odi. Prophet Bedu Kobi say ohwe NDC abato a ewo wanim wo yi kandini ama wa da wan no 2028 a wono de ohwe enemam na one osoro ekasa no ade a the chief of staff Julius Deborah na obedi kan na asofo no de wo ho agye nsem nim se ya na wabisa se enema no etesen ansan ye beto aso na ye the gist of the day ama no ma yenko na ye member of parliament for Inshiayeso constituency Dr. Stephen Amwa anopei ye no eni nkomo enhwe IMF ene NDC nkomo no etesen openi ye mo ache yo ye da se wanya bre ede amayen efiada no na Ghana empanimfo a ana party a ye de won akwa aban mu eboy amane se IMF nkutahudi a ye ne won ekodi ye no aba na wie ye se de ya san ade yen ho se mote nkomo no se ya mo asikasem ne adwade nkomo no mote ase no sen na kire
so mega edu na media chef ncha ama yefifo anopai to me, any form of independence, you say at the proper. We a friend of fiscal independence. Now, a fiscal independence. First, you need to understand what fiscal policy is first. A fiscal policy, a buying no, I will share all men be able to say, a quiet buying passo in your family. They decided say or the musica say call education or the say call aquamu or the say call agriculture mu e call be pass when musica so be bobosia say obedi the to say be so say enso obe prioritize say man no o make sure say fiscal space no on say na to na bobosia ana wonye impuntunuma empamfa so ma na be say oduma the never see if you na kruno and on the fiscal space na MP no say amododoba o men say ahuchire na bibisi na o man si kasam no ekofoma ana bia policy wise bibi nkoya and na international monetary fund no mo bam IMF no kuro bebre even say the Kaakyire 6Am from develop economies no almost go to do that Ghana completely was happy, man. It comes with policy conditionalities. The policy conditionalities are. And now, and one I quite no, the young be send your bear, Sabi, Ashley Beba, Isika Sim, and I'm moving by you to a big yet imagine a year. I say, we are in here, or could you do? Yes, you do not want them. Until say who say win we have many men say men say another Sonia. And only conditionalities and shady or what you are buying to me payment you are buying to me you will give your buying to me yet just what train crack. Send your bayer because so make me as you say pa it is our conditionalities no yet this is I check it make my friends policy appraiser and I did this. Ube say, yes, okay. And Prensasso, I never buy a check here. I said, near man, I want to transition share, you know. Why you need now come and I'm with you. Now, you share on mine a cost ampa. So, who couldn't you now? Almost I have prepared to be dear Gina. I feel so okay, madam. She said, yeah. Money fiscal independence. More between the key decision be a mope. A from Casamu, a from Buntu. Sana a paper. Na Odia, IMF make Ghana and she share this time. No more and Prince Aswa also me. Bako I decline a first one. It was only the staff level, no more do paying for any at the Bakum. Ever check ye be ye mushia. Na Oma organize staff on the head and near my day. And Sana call executive board level. The executive board room here and I just say, study the sample team sono. It never says staff level near preliminary approval. Any confirmatory, non see board kesi na eso modwuma amwe modi adwuma bi ato baabi na mo hye ho na maso adwuma fo so mo nkohe akoye ankoye mo makohe no bi abaso akoye After I'm also paying for the moment woman in board no question, where I'm paying me okay. I feel the Santa Kimso, Yamomo approval. And no, me and Sano, NPP are paying in Yamu, let us see you. It is a first staff level approval. Ghana passing me up to V. And yes, sir, and we are not quite executive, and also Ghana passing me up to V. And of course, second one, and a staff level, Ghana passing me up to V. And of course, executive board, Ghana passing me up to V. And a third one, a core staff, Ghana passing, Tiaba, under one, and a two about Ghana for Kwabama, Indian NDC, about be so. And also be INF one, other and let do executive level, almost better here, you know, who said, Eddie, and pa, she said, Ghana, no, baby, a drew, and she said, be out to ye, if for now, you let me die, I'm your father, now send me a piece you see, and maybe I meant to be an intimate and INF conditionalities, in air, and she said, the Ghana did my head be open. Maybe I could do say the message media. Nipa bebree no ebeti asie kakra
na ye misa ye free mu no enkomo a benifo eboye no arabo
But I want to make on.
Amete wonka na me toaso.
Okay.
Ni bisa se ye free mu fiada no. Yes say ye de ye ho akodom bibia ye kan say policy coordination instrument. Eno no eden na ebe ye de amayen.
Hello, Otenenka.
Mete wonka pa.
What's the idea?
Policy coordination instrument no.
Policy coordinator.
Coordination instrument. Hello? Hello?
What do you mean?
Me mete wonka.
Aha. And after that,
me say Yefi IMF muno aban can say ye transition into policy coordination instrument.
Oh, I mean the policy coordination instrument.
That's right.
Oh, I know. And she say aban no. Any am for an international bodies akese no. Omo be align omo policies. Say the this time no enye enhye say tintina conditionality. But I was say dia won so share ni aban no. Wo aban no share ni we are simple info no body stakeholder bodies no so say the omo so share no e betimi align kasa align ya e bia emo ebra. About what if I were to explain this in English, probably would have been far better. But if I say be a motivate, now mobile as a radio station, I'm developing and I'm to radio station. I'm an acronym. Your do's and don'ts, your policies, your way, how over strategy, you to come the first way I don't know. Na ye wo ebi international body bi so a said you regulate ana so wo interest wo radio niema mu e wo wiase nyina na afi yes okay he say no enya o hye normally kwaya na enya financial enya sikasam na emum sa won so say mo ya make sure say align with international body dia ya na normally eboa. But meaning that the Americans what must see.
All right. Now, ye bisa say.
No. And ye ma ba we be ye be yan hyehyeye. Fa na fiscal policies one and into you know. Was say and now say a no. What that instrument does is that it ensures alignment. If it's alignment to be anywhere needed that so prepare human break and no embroider. This is how I can explain to you. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Matewase na min komani na min misa say.
It has same agreement like macroeconomic agreement no. It will say ne buta pa credibility. And the way I man say, I am IMF no, and PMP no. Omo sabi omo manita, omo shisha say the humanity koso. And a the objective scorecard. Send your beya public administration. And a quite offer so yes, I want your man. Your man said, yeah. Saying ministry, institutions in our come, we coordinate. Omu ye adwuma yi o make sure say saa nhyehyɛ na ma ye no omu agi so dia ye adwuma ma na ye kama so da bota ye si wani so no omu ti IMF ko ntimi enem wo saa nhyehyɛ na oba ni gitim so ye saa nhyehyɛ na ye wa ade bi e betimi asus ayesusu die e be hwɛ adwuma na wo ye something like performance card na score card ejini ni say wo kra mi ncho wa kina si ya ma to wa se wo fa ho die ne mo a wo hyehyɛ wo nyema no I was align with international bodies, you know. So, a queer and come back to Assistant and on the Feno. Moment message, Nathan Yamana, so Etimia coming out with your friend scorecard and I design and also getting actually Sabi, say, I'm Paddy, see when you know, and one I will work it with and I will achieve. Now, up so, Chronos are mining institutions in a binary and escape public institutions, you know. Are they also aligning to the same thing? Are they doing the same thing? Sanya ba kama mububo ya na nyema na koso ana ahochire na ba ya no ana ahochire fufuru bi bakora na you have developed that resilience this one make gina independent na dia sikasa na nsa anko ya kasa ebi so de ne ti afi no
medase na anope de wonkrata ewo kromu nyina no ka se the new patriotic party peneso IMF niema no a aban de ba abonten no minim se wone wo party no eya adwen se de niema no akọ no nyesa na sese nka ekọ
Kojo, I'm being honest with you. I'm speaking as a professional person. Me ko sha di mu na etina masa de no akoye code card ne TikTok ne be yemi so my explaining as a professional person we dey not out chop and so anko for me be some kasa ba won why me and you know I have a great deal of respect for you. Maintain your car about you patriotic and come here and say no. Yeah, World Bank work here. Pressure of super honestly, the radio correctly, sir.
I see. Now me
no, me me call for one canon read dynamity as here. Let's say no more why not?
Okay.
But I'm speaking as a professional person. To me, better me call I can sing the as in young kind.
Mate, mame twaso na mimisa se
topic Ghana.
Mimisa se
me dey me feel say I no dey me ready because me kind need be about it. Nti na me get hold of it. Na me kind ye na me hu the party so that I can also offer my profession. Even if me kind be na professionally me feel say one enye year. Me nyɛ san crofo na because of politics nti. Now line with party A or B, the MPP, of course, I prefer MPP to NDC.
Arabo, Matewas, Mame, Yantwaso. Mami Missa said,
that once and a car me work, you know, me Zoom, a World Bank, a energy director, a year, so I'm TP, Mama.
I had Tiana, may pass up a twasui. Nami Bissa said, this is probably the 18th time yako. Ohen shishaya aban ede agu kwan mu no a ye bibia ye betimi ade ye ho ana ohwe kwan no a ye nam so no a wan hwa ye besan ko biwo.
Kojo aban shishaya bia no aban we bi agu kwan mu a ye ade foforo. Yako 18 times, which is true, but let me also tell you say on minor our fundamental challenges, could you got a problem? And you say the movement about many people say we always try to adopt measures and approaches and policies that, in my opinion, as somebody in a nation and winning the also feel no. Yes, sustainable. In providing the needed resilience, because there were a lot of fundamental challenges in Ghana. Here in Serbia, and you might a resuscitation method. I said, yes, 7 is second. Mano, Minka sent Tia Korea. Say,
who's a canning is son in movie. Now, you say, encourage me a sort of conqueror. That's also okay, could do, and I would want to be that, like convulsion. Hello.
Mekai pao, Mekai.
Convulsion. Na ekana esi rugo se na omudi nsu agumanim na omodi asinitiri ase. No ma wo so na nfa no bi na hospital. Ansa na hospital no oma hwe the underlying causes. Ade e causes a nyema no na oma tuwa na mo. Ghana ne yete no. Ye mu bi ne yaka akodo muntie ye. Oma we se enye wa wo nimdie no, enye wa wo ka no kore no. Omani problem no akodu ready a individual interest. Sabi de onimu kura no woka. Asuma beka ye papa na media no kura mo be share na nkofo ahia no enye no obi beti. Woni me kasa kama sei, ubehu na TikTok e bia kotwa ba bia. Kese enye no kura ana wa editor. Ade enye educating, o turn out of context. Because anu obi beti e di obi atema na nkofo be sere. Kojo omani no a lot of challenges are. Say and dealing with it and I with them. Hey, and found measures after with them will go back. Number one. Number one, corruption. Number one is corruption.
I see.
You are not careful. Or maybe only as a corruption. But if the corruption is too much, the extent say, she can also study infrastructure, education, health. Other productive centers in the a major problem in Ghana, and yet only politicians. One thing I most satisfied because only me, oh, many planning, maybe 50 years. Misa, not me Trump papa came, police didn't papa, can I crack a ticket pass on a carpet channel? A may police didn't scout. Women enforce laws no for corruption to change. Because economically, you have a lot of economic anomalies fundamentally. Basis in it. Omaya, etoda, abai nyatoda, emre dudu oni nyinem. Generally, there are a few cases na nkezi. Emfa ho abai owoso. Otimi ko bobo sia organa ye gaso. Na ono ama we si hu a eso sen private sector ankora nyuma. Ebi nsi ga bia e ade akese amakaka na ye ho ena na develop it. I think the fee for the fees model in the world the Kaakyire and Crawford is the best fee. I never said that anyway. I know it's in the Kaakyire or Marwo Arch, London. Yamepa, the Kaakyire on investment is one of the areas I will raise. Different countries, if I'm a Kaakyire who are Omujitum, Modular Sabi, Canada, Pakistan, and Ghanaian professors, Ejitum, Ghana, Yahoo seminars will be answered. Number two, Omano is continually being import-driven economy. Now, Omaya, and Yama, Omen for you, do one by 90%, your credit will be mass. Obey the uncle, how it's one if I call up the law managing a man, you be to not, also. I should be a law that the anonymous to cast, obey. To the extent that forest SKG, I can above form, a cost so above form. No, Yari process any man, a fundamental. That's all. But yet, what is here? Do we know the amount of dollars in our system? Because we are loading more Ghana, not even Bank of Ghana. Yeah, what is that? And do you know why we don't know? There are about 3 different rates. Bank of Ghana rates, Forest Bureau rate, and Sana black market rate. And near me, of course, Abu Abone, that area when you know, Oban class were the same thing, no, will be discussed about the most Sunday Germany and then when you think I don't know. A serious issue. And your fundamental anomalies economically, no, in fact, we are still importing almost all the fruit juice in our country. Meanwhile, your forest, semi-forest, savannah, semi-savannah, coastal belt, there were almost every kind of fruit. We there, Scandinavian countries, in the fruit being a negative degree Celsius. No, there can you dear or man fruit, and yeah, agricultural produce, translating it into product now, you be export to be creating jobs, some more money, you see, customer general. And yeah, people have to know in Jimmy. And you pay 106,000 a year school porn, that's what we've been told, as to be corrected. A mobile 10% dependent rate here, Kojo, I presented a statement on the floor of the Parliament House, including entrepreneurship. I was JHS, SHS, academic curricula, all over the world. That's what you're going now. And you know, be able to own you creating a job. Because private sector indeed today is the engine of growth. It's incredible for the Indian a bank different bank and near Belgium and I say and I pay the baby. The young you be at the see nobody continues. And your policy be obedient and obedient by and the bad the LDC, the MPP, the MPP, the LDC, the I think for 30 years we are still having a lot of problems because fundamentals as a country. We will start a question about Ghana. Do we all political parties? Your research institution they are setting up officially problems about maybe 30 years, economic problems, socio-economic problems, building the economy, unemployment. I say, any officially established research institution, they are researching into these things, a quality data, developing the needed information, based on which, and yet, a manifesto, because yet, timelines, yet, value chain, I say, but we are taking decision, the basis for decision, information. How do you get information data? You need to
exactly.
Even as policy makers, or even how political parties are even collaborating with the statistical services. And I say crop research.
Hello, Doc.
And I soil research. And now this. You see, there were serious problems. All these fundamentals are not dealt with. Again, then another factor. Are we dealing with the issue of meritocracy? No. Because Singapore, one of the cardinal principles from which Singapore and Korea was built, the element of meritocracy. Because the reality, we know the coach school, but I don't know we the minute now. I mean, even yesterday, Thousand a year about economy and finance, anything one frame you could just think, what's your deal? We are Kaakyire. It is a media about ready as a man, as if it's a fellow. Media, a young found say as a machine, and cap, and to build a very coherent ecosystem and our country, and once say you're respecting, you'll be everything here, and then a time, then to us, you say, a baby abaswa, and a compacha, near the national, a compacha, and the near the national, and you need to wait time, waiting to a man as a country, people are not even placed where they can manage their stewardship to the benefit of the country. Meaning, if we say a good idea, so but they are a big issue. It's a big issue, and fundamentally. There are some problems we near trauma they do name. I bet you pan the cattle.
Now, Doc, me say wouldn't come here na imagine Abaso say party no committees are whole no finance ni trading na udi ni bia so anye bia me na mani abo afa so ana say o man fa wan hye ba bia.
Kojo, no comment. I don't know correct. I don't want to comment on. I think that it's only a first one. And I think of what Kasawa, so my second one, I think the only media will be communicating media to me. But also all these things are not very important. I mean, what is important is that what am I offering my society? Open Shiasua, I can put my hand on my chest. Some about 1,000 scholarship. Very soon, there are another 300. I can put my hand on my chest, say, by the grace of God. They are training for 1,000. High, deeds. I am Pabuane back at the boom, high, solid EST. Say, you man keep winning a training. I can put my hand on my chest and praise the living God. Say metiwe and grab them pin you know hand any among tables and chests. Say metiwe communities. Indigenous towns or say communities in bed 24, Mamu 14 in Sue because so what God is using me to do. Black Rasta by Kumasi. I will be an orchestra and on campaign money. The most important thing is when I'm left alone with God, what is my beat? Me just say here they invite me land in Akokasa. When you say they say UK, Manchester, so they kasa end of the same month, June. Now the enemy, hey master, it's globally and go for who say you are capable, you can do this. Now you can offer your services to the group and to the community and to your country. And you hear, I can't tell you so. I say the race is not to the swift, neither the fight to the strong, but time and success. They make out massive.
Matawase.
And because the way I will be India, and I could change the focus of our discussion. Whether I didn't come with American who said, Constitution, Penibia, Sabi, a Quenya will be Kinyayadi, but the American can yet begin a Numpo. The only thing I'm talking about is that you can only build this country when some of the things I raised fundamentally are dealt with. And yes, I heard, I give you a policy bill will be say on paper, because you a very thing in ye. What you have here, and football club, so yes. So, coach and I, team and our manager, any in house association. They make out to myself.
Metawase.
You know, anyhow, we don't get me, but me, I will be official, will be communicated to me, honestly. But my first so my second one be with you. And in fact, my focus is not even there. I will serve my party and make sure that I will contribute to building MPP and making sure that I never have to learn MPP better power 2028. Because I think the two parties in now or how they, but in my opinion, MPP is better than NDC. And if it's better, it will be better for Ghana. And that is what I believe in.
Medase Adopei.
Because me too kwa kono member studio. Why?
Mpacho you. Medase Adopei sa oni edinko. Oma wando munya kese also. Right, the member of parliament for the Inshiaeso constituency. And I know Edin Koma or Church and Yemum. Yegusua, you did the Ubon Krata and Common Ebro. The Daily J said, Yana, Yeboa Maniano. Prophet Bedukubi, Edin Common or Chimu say, or he, Inshira or any Adum or Wanoa. When in Yamekasa, and Julius Debra, and Obebabe flag bearer for the NDC. Sana Paul Afuku, chairman, ne Church Nia. O chire no ade ehwe no so ese ogidi se Paul Afoko be di national chairman no a ebeboa nkomo no mebisa Inshiaeso member of parliament he said the Daily Gist said the New Patriotic Party so almost rejected NDC claim say IMF Jumedie no ewie peye na omo ade omo ho afri mu anopei ye ma wo hwe video bi a the minority leader Kwame na Afenyo Akin edi ne nkomo na anope Daily Gist say Kwame na Afenyo Akin say womo entna ho ema aban emfa womo sekan enwa na nka na din no ayeso obi anye wo kurom ha no enya ade a womo ombepene so na omo beye din wo kurom FBI nkomo efa okay frimpon ho no anope the Daily Gist say eyade a FBI for emia nkomo nim denden a womo nyin ni say okay ebeba sisi a na right to information and ya te say finance committee aso ye no wo de eka akoma wo and am say niema bi na say etoto ne kwan so no information finance ministry no anya ne say de say so wo ye no to wo abo wo ka 100,000 cedis a wo twen say finance ministry no e de bebre won anopay the Daily Gist nkomo ebi no.
And we continue with the new publisher newspaper. And on front page, it says that arrogant appointees chopping big alone. And that is NDC for soldiers spit fire. And also Afenyo Markins warns culture of silence returning to Ghana. They want to silence opposition. That is Afenyo Markin making that statement. And also Headmaster speaks on Paul Afoko. And he says that Afoko, my student, has integrity NPP needs him. All of these stories on the front page of the new publisher.
Say oko publisher the ubon krata anymore and komono na ebi wo daily gist mu no anopay the new publisher and so atambi ato ne krata anim kwam na afenyo mark nkomo a odi say aban epese oka obia no tum no na enya de a wobo adwoso wo mpene so wobekasa no the new publisher ewom sa na chairman afoku the headmaster nkomo a odi ye no eno nso anopay the new publisher afa nkomo no e de ato ne krata ano anim nkomo a eye nkomo foforo na anopay the new publisher e ka ho asem ne say aban won a wapa won ne won eye adwuma ministers ene won a e ka ho ni nyina no won sisi de won ma won men so won matri e wo soro a kire say apart from that won mu disika no won mu nipa bia eno na party ma no enso wobonyo so a anopay the new publisher e de ato won krata no anim.
And also the Metro Lens newspaper captures a lot of stories on its front page. And it says a constitutional disgrace that is a minority leader fumes over Abronye bail denial. And also Osiadio calls on foreign minister. And Jospon chairman urges African-led partnership at Africa Forward Summit. And also editorial, why Muslim women should be allowed to marry non-Muslims. All of these stories on the front page of the Metro Lens.
The Metro Lens anopay edi nkoma oboya mane se osi ade yo Dr. Frimpong Manso otoso 9 Paramount Chief owo achim kutuku edensra akọ na one Foreign Affairs Minister Penny no akohia edi nkoma wamfa nkomo no anto yanim sa na okọ Metro Lens editorial nkoma efiada no yedi wo fidua mu a won a woye muslimi for emma no esre se yema ho kwan ma Christopher mema no emeware wo mo no Metro Lens aye editorial e was asem no ho kwam na afenyo marking ensem a oka no anopay no the one krata no e de ato animu no se ohwe ye mra ene ye nhihye yimu a e yanim guase ye pa kwan ajage no e fa so e de abronye DC. Metro Lens and Como and
And also the news center also captures a lot of stories on its front page, and it says that ICC tabs Biden as vice chair of Global Digital Economy Commission, and also Abronye arrest bill denial meant to stifle dissent. That's minority leader making that statement. Also IMF flags major risk after Ghana bailout exit. And also, Davies Opoku calls for Ghanaian control of mining assets. All of these stories on the front page of the news center.
The news center, anopay a boy and common or country and say, Unia ye friend Badin, say dear, wano, and a year where Jumano Terchifwa, Warhema, a Jumano, a coso. Son or boy a man, yes, IMF, a bra one Ghana, a dim common and ne Ghana, a dinner hono. IMF the niema kakra egukwemu a omo hwese aban ebeye na ebema wagina ne nanso a onsan emma IMF aso ye ehobio eno achi no abronye enkomo no minority said de anopay ye de atomo anim no won se wobonyo judge no adwuma a woye ye no so se ukọ the news center the ubokrata anim a yenwura otumfo edi nkomo na oka se yema kasa no enkofom na yenye adwuma na yeka kania eye adwuma enye kasa ensem a anopay the news center e de ato ye anim no.
And also let's continue with the Ghanaian Times newspaper, and then it says that post IMF extended credit facility program, government to invest 1% of GDP in key sectors, and that is President John Dramani Mahama making that statement. Also resist doctrines aligned to Christian values. And also Blue Water Gas recalls gains against Galamsey. And that's the Minister of Lands saying that. And also over 5 million Ghanaians may have kidney diseases. And also no blanket renewal of mining leases, as expert tells government. That's all of these news on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper.
And okay, say Ghanaian Times they won krata anymore. When they edin komo Blue Water Gas one aban epa won say one more yensu ano eho ban na won hwe say Galamsey for emfa won hu enwura no wo ka say wadwuma no aso ani ama akonkan so sa na sofo a oye ye mampani sofo pani eka se enema bebree na eba Kristo sumu a enye ne kwan so nti agidifo nsori nyina na enema ete saa no wonsi ano kwan woto aso di nkomo a na waka kire yen se ene Ghana for dodo no a nipa be 5 million na kidney yare no yenso yenya bia esese yehwe na yesa ho yare nkomo a the Ghanaian Times anopay wode etu yanimu aye nkomo kese ene se His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say gross domestic product or may yensika yenya no emu be 1% ne de wode behwe say sectors ahoro a esese sika no koho na ma Ghana economy no ekonanim no wode 1% of our GDP ebi rasa sectors nim the Ghanaian Times anopay nkomo eni.
And then let's continue with the Daily Post newspaper. And then also says that government rules out return to global debt market as IMF bailout ends. And also quality of water bodies improving thanks to the Blue Water Guards. That's the Lands Minister reviews at passing out ceremony of 452 new guards. All of these news on the front page of the Daily Post.
And on Daily Post, Edin Komo said the Ubon Krata Nina Edin Komo, Womo Kasa, Efa Ghana, any IMF Komoni, ye kwaye nimuno, and Shishaya, a buying Eddie Egu Quem, and after Jumakua, yes, or Wabehe no abo, Yinsu and Suano Bino, and on Daily Post, and so at the San Semino at one Krata no enim.
Let's continue with the Ghanaian publisher, and it says that minority leader blasts President John Dramani Mahama and accuses him of reviving criminal libel to Maxwell critics. And also NPA targets illegal fuel bunkering. And also NPP rejects government IMF exit lies. And Wuntumi trial, former Deputy Lands Minister to testify. And also the last story on the front page says that NDC 2028, Kwesi Pratt reveals growing bitter rivalries between Johnson and Sildin Ketia, Julius Debra, and then Kese Watofors, and also Haruna Idrisu. All of these news on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher.
And opay the Ghanaian publisher, any Edin Komona or Cancer National Petroleum Authority, say one more who said Fangono, a be FB fair chida, one more who say will be see a no coin. San and Koma, a free Kwesi Pratt as na Kwesi Pratt Edin Komo say, oh, and near my air Kosovo NDC, a bra apre bana, womo pekanini for 2028 noa, at the yaw, eba party ni moa. Ankra wonyina eye adwuma de boa oman no wontem enwokra saa na wo boy amane se wuntumi nkom a ewo court no minister na ohwe nsa ase no ebrebeba amia bodidin se omra no no nso ensam no de onim efa ho no omra na wo mechirechire mu the New Patriotic Party as IMF aban hyehyeye a ene aban se wafri IMF no wo mo de etwetwe won aso. The Ghanaian publisher and Komo Enono.
And let's continue with the Daily Graphic newspaper. And then it says that enough talk. Ghana must become a nation of builders. That is Otumfo Osei-Tutu II charges Ghanaians. And also new economy model takes shape and also set for 2027 budget. And also $1.6 billion private sector boost for jobs. That is a case of Atoforsen on that statement. Also, large mines spend $25.2 billion locally over a decade. That is a Chamber of Mines CEO making that statement. All of these news on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
And up the Daily Graphic in common there, dimu akotene pa ye yewra na semo a waka say akani eye dwuma enye kasa san komono e wo Daily Graphic mu anopai sa na finance minister omei ye sikasem entutu ye de odano ato forcing na wo kan say ti say nhihye ya wo de egu kwam ni IMF free a wa free mu no won etoto niema sa niema ni nyina eho nepa ebeba ewo budget 2027 mu won a wo hwe omei yagudie ene ye sikasem ensem eku ahoro a wo ka ho no won pani na wakasa na wo kire se mines akese no sika wo say no eye $25.2 billion a mfie duni wasay ewo kwan a ye fa so etu agudie ene ehon totoye no anopay Daily Graphic and Komo eno no.
And the Chronicle newspaper also captures Afenyo Markins and also Paul Afoko on its front page. And it says that Bahama is resurrecting the criminal libel law. That is Osahene Afenyo Markin, the minority leader of parliament. And also Afoko hailed as a unifier in NPP race. All of these stories on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper.
Right now, the Ubokrata Chronicle, Mijidi is a one subenya Quenyana, Koma Yedina no pay, Odo de Akahon Amaying. The Chronicle newspaper, or Sahene and a Odin Komono, a Semino, and Opay, the Ubokrata Edina Akahwasam, also a GD say criminal libel law, and maybe ye free hono. Mampenin John Dramani Mahama, Ape Quambi, Eddie Abba, and Nay, Yamubian Kasa, ye can call for Anutum. Or say, and yadia Wobepneso, Wobekoswa Kasa, no wahe, say Ghana, Ubia Bijan fan hundi. Sana Chronicle and Opay a boy amanye, say Nipani Bijidi say, Chairman Afokwa, Oba MPP race in Mono, a yadia a beboapa, Fisa Ubia, or Ken Nipa boom, chance water to one term, and Opay the one crata said in Sakano, and no any of the Abrewi. Sabri won't so bit minimum penny in Como, a brow fre 020. 633-4646 020-633-4747 Oba now ne mampani edi nkomo kai say Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics na fe Millennium Constructions adaroma ene edi da ubonkrata nkomo no ebro kofi say the ubonkrata no awie no messages bi wo ho a yebetimi akan a na eno nso yakenkan ede ama ahwefo ene won a wotie ye no obetimi afre na wachra adwen anopei ye ne mampani edi nkomo de na woka the one krata no nsem bae no de na wonso obeka ede achire kofi
of our making kind messages no ewo in Facebook no so emfama ya hefo NET for more hen ewo baby bia obubia we free opoku justice or also good morning my big family at Fache TV wishing each and every one of you fruitful and productive new week. And also Atoki Skyman Airbanda Lamarck says that so if not NPP the world should come to an end.
Kofi mayenko twifu nyame krom na yene alasa mboga eninko mo alasa yemo ache di nyame di ya bedu no eye yeda na se
nyame ase oba twifu nyame krom ha so dia ebeneza nyanko no dia abedu enane pe asiri mboko enana tanga bedu ayeni na namne lezi na so nyame na wabo ya mban odia bedu asiri edana pe medical de nyame ase na metia honorable Efim Porter to Nyamalo the income chairman of baby ono ba kono for krisi MPP organizer na metia ne ma be ba ko Patricia men NDC deputy woman organizer Frank Robert the income chairman and be metia no ba.
Oh kafra yenko dompase aprabon Kobi. Hello Kobi. Hello. Right, and obey you guswa ye didn't come up. Maestro, young kind messages.
So for way free, I talk is Skyman Airbender Lamarck. So if not NPP, the world should come to an end. If this democracy breaks, all of us will suffer. And also so Ediaba. Way free Theophilus, I'm here junior. Too bad.
Ma yanko dumpase aprabon na afidem ze coffee ahoma no edem kobi yamo ache
mejo so ko special ne tie fo yema
ye da mo ase
yo anapa mi twa ma asem tem eye fiti amedia runabout and kosi brewery kwajo edita dia ye adwuma bi pa wo hono na se adwuma na o maye no enso ani enso akwai ti se aboa bi agya nan okotuntum a no de fitesi so ni nyina ne se anwea no a egu ekwan ni nche no boa no e de gugu kwan ni nche mu saa for the past 5 days I was expecting say ko boa no wie no kwajo ko mbese sasa na ni nyina afiri ho but sadie we ankoso a men renso e to ye kwajo asaye pia anwea ni nyina ma tokrom inkiti na gugu kwan nche na no a control trace no and we na say we no kasa say kwajo say we want to show up to car the fast from a media runabout to a year. I said, I'm only a near man of one sign black got enemy. It's Yamana CDC is swam on Penia Swat Yellow. Na, or this is a maybe concern on a penny. All
right. Yan so ya dase kofi okaisa nkomena yedi nano yan ko sunyane na yenua Isaac Opoku yane no eni nkomo Ike
me patron mo machio
ya Joseph Penny
ya damase ni ejuma pa mobo. Hello
nyami hwa mo samo gibre na mutie na mo hwe
ya pribia metemu ametie mu pa batara me pese minya kwanya kasa batenne de nyame aye madom na manya kwanya
mpacho yeti o
enkomo kakra mpese ali kakra bi na mpese mede to mo mpanyine ni na wakoye nyina ye papa yi die omwoye na saa ne ma no eso eto ntimi ntwa emfama ye yen light for mo ye VR for ne water company for no omo problem kakra ya na ye face ni se nsuo no be ni nsuo ma unya nsuo ankasa se unya bi but bill la eba no die na wuje ne tata na ntama na nsuo ba eno ana ye je wa bonse abosoro be kona nsuo a unsuo e bikura na ukakabu ma enduru na wotwe nsuo ne de bill la na wuje ne tata na ebiri no ma di abre the same thing according to light for us the same thing let be na eba this time anu want ne pa even ukoko so na no mo kodi nkoma said o musika sa wo no ne de we obesi akeka o ma gyan akere wo no na say adwuma na o mo ye no kwa mo mfa nipa ho nya because on net wo ye kwa di ni nyina na ba de sa agi ya wo nkofo say bi aban na wa ba na o ma sa na me gina ye de ekoso bi so na aban ni mo hwe che be se so on fa na nsi fom na sa ne ma na bi sa on hwe na enko yi ma ye nyesa tem bia ni timamufo no ebre wo sa nyem bi ho omo mo di ni ma ni mu twenya so pa wo sa kwa na so nti be da mase
yenso yedase anopei ene abusuafo a wonwo sunya nyina kofi yento messages no so
it's offer yet also the amawa we free Al Hassan Bawa or say good morning wofa Kojo Marfo and odiaba ewa Emil Smith say morning and odiaba Isaac Ayaba say watching you live from Boko that's Upper East region. NDC is busy building the Ghana we all want, while NPP is busy accusing NDC for resetting Ghana. NDC is resetting Ghana in every sector and arresting people to make sure they do the right thing. It's part of the resetting. Greetings to Professor Joshua Alabi, Emmanuel Reagan Finn, and Daniel Ba Achemfo. That is Isaac Ayaba Kase and also the Aba.
Mamenko Sankore Anopei. Sarah, Yamuache.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah.
Yes, you Papa.
Mientie Wanopei.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Sarah, you
Hello. Hello. Never saw Madame Massimo Jumapa. Madame Massimo Jumapa Moye. Eradi on Shram Moye Kessi, a Jumana and Gusto Moye. The penny for the Basse, Omobeya Jumana, and that's Omobeya Klamaya, Popon. Street up or drum the woman Gracie, and so you can't what do one become say, but yet a Jumama, Yin, and so do about what time. Nobody. And you may be so say that swapper. Let's say you move a quiet swallow, a button you book could dream, and just the whole tree youngster. You can't and see some say a bang only mobile. No one none in my shade. The just you can't that's when I come with you. And son of Piama friend, which I must say.
Yada say Sound Korea Quine and a Sarah Edi Hong Common. Young Kotakra there na yani Isaac Edin Common. Ike. Young
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, welcome to San Luis and play the Radar in Jena.
Only a delay.
After your markings, or say, Ghana has his Mama Obian to me and Kasa. Hey, Asamo, 8 years in the Abuja, you would say, all of a sudden, we will see the it is a mobile position. Into when we say, a big attack, yet seen what your money. nti nkɔfo a mo 8 years mo hyɛ wɔn gu prison ni mo di anado ayɛ normal ɔtɛ Ghana ha yɛ nsadeɛ no yɛ MPP a biribiara Ghana yɛ Ghana sɛ anya wɔn na wɔn twɛ so a Ghana obiara nyim nyansa a wɔde bu man anya MPP na wɔn abɛn mu a ade bi a bɛyɛ no Ghana biara nyɛ sɛ MPP wo ne MPP nkɔ school na so wo yɛ school a na so ɔno kɔ MPP na so ɔno wo bɛn bi ta wo nim nyansa ti so ɔbɛn MPP ansa na ɛdɛm nkɔfo koraa ɛdeɛ nkwa na ɛfa wɔn mu wɔ man yi Mrs. Nyankopɔn yɛ mistake no so de yɛ nyina gogo ɔso ayɛ mu a MPP bɛka ke Jesus Christ sɛ oni maame mbu ni nyansa yɛ dipu man ntɔn so refi akɔgya no so na ɔka akɔgya no fa ma otumfo na ɔwɔ nyansa yɛ dipu man Mr. MPP bɛka ke Jesus Christ sɛ Jesus Christ ni nyansa yɛ dipu man na mu wɔn fa egwa no amfa ma otumfo na otumfo mɛtena ɔso ayɛ ma akɔgya no so na ɔno wu wiase nyinaa MPP kwagya na ha mu ti ayɛ kwa me nkoma abɛn bi ɔbɛbɛti ani nyansa ɔde hyɛ mo nsa so mo ntumi yɛ hwee ahantan na ahomasoɔ gye na kɛsetia na enoma ehu nya ɔtɛ sɛ nipa na yɛ asantini a oni nyansa wɔ Ghana ha ɔntumi yɛ Ghana yie apɔfo mo nko a yɛde ma mo so a yɛhu deɛ mo yɛ yɛkitakita mu nsɛm na enum na mpanyin nsɛm na kɛsetia nko a yɛda ase
yɛnso yɛda ase anɔpɛ ɛha ne yɛde mampani nkɔmɔ no ebesi mesro messages kakra na afei wɔn yɛ no eni awodan
Beba show you offer and the end also Bridget say good morning my Kojo and Maestro afenyo markings blast wa and odiaba ewa Tiflos I'm here Junior say everyone is blaming afenyo markings over that comment but we have forgotten that NDC also made the same reckless statement when they were in power. There is no way we can build our country with this attitude. And also so Ediaba Ewo Ahanum na Mamin Kain Farmer say Rivers Nation say Johnson Ketia is winning the presidential primaries. NPP for soldiers should understand that he is the only one who can make NDC come to power. And Odiaba Ajay Jumo Mercy say everything about NPP is now miscommunication. And Odiaba Ewo Ahanum.
Right. Let's celebrate our friends and loved ones. One and one wodano. Yeah, Srewosru Inshirani Adom at the amount. The first person celebrating this morning is Abigail Nyako. Abigail Nyako. This is from your beloved and Master Oliver. Master Oliver sends a good birthday message to you. He says, "You make my life happier and more beautiful every day. I am grateful to have you, and I pray this new age brings you joy, success, and endless blessing." Master Oliver to Abigail Nyako. And that's the message. The other person celebrating this morning is Prince Owusu. Prince Owusu, a.k.a. Prince O, on the mic. Okay. Christabel say, "Anopei Yama Prince Owusu awodapa na yensre osuru inshirane adom emfa emano." Who else is celebrating the day this morning? And Maestro, why did you awoda no pay?
Offer if you cry. Mami Woshe and the Bobuachi answer happy birthday. But then Yamanama Kojo Suda. Where's the Kojo Suda? But so I'm gonna be Biakoye Kabaka. Annabelle watching answer and your birthday. We wish you happy birthday and unya 24 years na madam akona madam so no achese or single no we preach ya mo bibia ba be fa na achese me akasa be ho atoro nti Annabelle watching answer your birthday me wish you happy birthday Nyankopon nhyira na nhyira no onto emfengu wo so na bibia nkoyi emfa ma minim say ne no odem betina say na bibia tibia ko Annabelle happy birthday.
Right, so happy birthday going out to you, Madame Century, aka Afia Krofum girl of Fumesha St. Mary's Anglican Church, from your mother-in-law, Dr. Mrs. Akushia Ban of St. Monica's Training College, Asante Mampong. Today is your birthday, Anopei Yemao Awodapa. It's also the birthday of Reverend William J. Brintuo. Reverend William J. Brintuo, manager of Westco Welfare and a lecturer in the Mathematics Department of Presbyterian College of Education, Ekropon ekuapem anopay Prince say yema awodapa na yensre osuru nhira ne adom ema. That's just about it. Abusuafo a enne eye won awoda no yema obia awodapa. Ye dan ye ho aba Daybreak Jumadi or Fache Television. So the new patriotic party on polling station election no and komo free move back and the Ghana IMF and Comono e de nyina e bro ye basisia.
Daybreak is brought to you by Millennium Constructions, Bison Imperial and Logistics, AD Auto Car Rentals.
Need a ride that matches your vibe? At AD Auto Car Rentals, we've got you covered. Our fleet of cars features the latest models from luxury sedans to SUVs, all at an affordable price.
also actually ayura mahamane apamfo no mo ya adwuma nyina ade meka ne se wohwe se de enema wo si twetwe mu si fa emra na aban yi ba power na se de na economy no nipa na yefa ne se wo ICU ya na chese ne home ekura nsisi so na indicators ne nyina no were bad inflation somewhere in 2022 na a rise could be 54 the core IMF no abanda da no timi ya ma ne bedru be 23% but we share 2024 hono krampo no ane dru be no na the government commitment to say obehwe say IMF nhihye ne nyina betimi akoso no kra na dru be ne him na head ko yesa nyina hu de say the dollar no si peja kodru be 17 cedis ne said the enema boss you call soro ne de na keka ho nyina ama investor confidence nyina drop ya ama se Ghana kura no yi free international financial market ma so ni ntimi nkonkoje bosia infra bontin aban yi ba ye no nyame adom within afe ne bese fan no through this program ne se hyehyɛ aban de to ho se waste bia na bia our system mana aban no ntimi nya discipline se obe tighten the belt kakra no aban no timi ye ya se sa waste ni na betwa free mu ama government expenditure beba form na yetimi make sure se ye international reserve wa se bi ye koto ne ma wa bruchira esan se nya cedi de de na ye de dollar na eto no e betimi a build ne bi asa bruchi ne ma kosoro mpo na se ebe te say ye be feel the impact enye te say ye ni sika na ye koje bosa na ye de akwakoto nti na niam ne bo na akoso no ba be haye no na interest no so ye twa obosia no ho so san ba be ma ye o how bio na ye nya sika no dodo so so a na currency no so ba be depreciate ama ho so asa ba ntra triple effect now no aban no de nhihye toto akwamu ema a lot of ministers do na ye be 120 yet so ba 60 presidential staffers ne ma be no aban no every do so no ama government expenditure about form ama so far no yetimi reduce inflation about current around 3.4%. External reserve yetimi increase to almost about 6 months of import ya aban ne hwe say e beduru be 2028 na yetimi dia ko be 15 months of import are equivalent to about $43 billion. GDP yetimi increase no window and cost rupee from about 100 million to about 118 billion, 100 billion to about 118 billion. Okay, can you now bomo now no IMF in the free mono. Abayano assign what we call PCI, which basically no yes abayano san ko jebosan wa IMF for. Nemo no hyehyaya IMF no betai abayano chima or the two mama abayano ye discipline utimi edi san hyehyaya ni na to mo no. Eno no na abayano pese sela no IMF no ensan enka no ho na yensa san hyehyaya na bia won san monitor because the government want to be transparent on pese it is said the sabi me fa ne say wadi obi achia na ne pa na boa na was ebi anko wadwuma ekofom na adwuma na tintim na wo fa ne say o menko I still want to take you as my mentor na bibia me ya me feel say enko say de ebe no betima da me na be church me. In addition to that, no say aban set bibia fa ne say independent fiscal council. Yeah, independent fiscal council na quite say local health monitor. She said we say yeah company kwana ya external auditors and then we internal auditors. Internal auditors no yeah be independent fiscal council no e be make sure say and she say bia na aban ne dia to kwam in terms of laws no policies ne niema ya ba be say yebetimi ahyehyɛ niema ma o man no adi yie no obehwɛ say bread do bia no be remind aban no na ne nhyehyɛ bi o de atokwan mu bia no waye ansa kora na periodically no IMF baba behwɛ sɛ niema we ne no ye duru ye no hyehyɛ duru ha no wo ye sɛ obɛtɔ atoa so na waye sɛ be ya o man no ebetimi akɔ nanim ampa ugusu ye anase ungusu a waye den watimi abricha fa ho ana nteno ane sa agreement na aban no waye na otimi sɛ etimi ye sa niema we sɛ no a ene da so ewo mu no sese na ye free IMF no the confidence about investors wo to say once here after Ghana Africa Trade Intercontinental
That's right.
Intino sa to say na ya free mo no a position Ghana as a credible investment destination. Yeah, foreigners sabi kaneno nanke bia odisika eba treasury bill any fixed deposit and oba beto because when say Ghanaians economy there won starting no aban foforo ba emu ye ebedu time eba be to aba enya nto beto treasury bill and have bond 3-4 years acha 3 years no e beto aba no abe use ka. Now it's all the call. Now, with inflation stabilized at 3.4, with the currency stable for at least 1 year at 10 to 11, and no, say yes, I call IMF, yet me a free mo, come ya graduate peacefully, strong in the eyes of IMF. No, yeah, aim say you better build your reserve in a more sustainable way. Yes, you can build it. Now, from our own resources, no, you build your reserve with an additional amount of about $9.5 billion a year. No? Yeah, by 2028, FSC benya over 43 billion, equivalent to 15 months of import. Yeah, any countries bit to say China money are in terms of import cover, no, a big peno. And no, international investors' confidence in the country. So a lot of people will bring in more money.
Say, Obi Bisao say, Aden and Nipano, Oneno a coy, Namuawi. Wouldn't GDS obetimi a manage your own affairs. Until now say, Uncle Swan on Nante, na on share Quine Alpha Iowa Juma, and why even Adabamano.
I am funny say, in funny so this is here, I'm funny so to it. Assuming why I walk out emergency. Na you walk out to ICU, not say, click in here, you won't pretty preoccupant, I say, you know, what to completely, you know. We here, doctor, you need to still do some checkups here and there. And make sure, sir, because the government want to be disciplined, and you want to make sure, sir, you want to be transparent. Inti no pese sela no, obi bia wo ye bia no, mu beda ho. Sa ban ni put the report to Babonten. Na say Ghana ni bia na say bia opposition kura free say ban report no de ba na credible. I am of the no ba beto so no. Eba ma e the confidence na foreign investor na pay hu no. Much more better because you see a 24-hour economy. How do we do the 24-hour economy if you say it's a private sector led? Private sector led, you know, means you say you want foreigners to come and invest. At the end of the foreigners and invest. The confidence will be in our country. And so confidence, you know, and I with IMF on your side, you know. Ubi anya sa GD no say report to be out there baby no credible because enya wonkwa na wo ye adwuma no obi gina wo nchen a wo hwe se bibia wo ntina over time no consistently no bigi say the international community based on this no will build the confidence and have enough trust in the country so the beya otherwise no see an immediately now no people will say hey akwai hospital ba enche yan hwe ne ma kranza ma wo se tambia no wo ye ni check up wo ye say doctor no so na wo consult doctor masa any pay nanka wo ye last year ena yenya doctor bia wo save na won so abo ase no watimi atran kon abedu sabo hwa wetime di be 5 years 10 years do hwe na ni pa no doctor no sela no wo man check up no wo hwe na wo se ni pay isi wa start to mrika na ho aye dina eno no wo a wo ne ye bibia no mfi so wo gide ni be den e be kosoro enti no the essence of the IMF no presence no say ebe ma the confidence of the international community the investor public no omo confidence level no be kosoro na enimonimu ya no aban botaye say obe implemented the 24-hour economy ni projects ahodo aka ho na yet take advantage of trade because trade na ma oman koso wo hwe mra African countries yaji donation from outside near the din and we've not been able to achieve anything but it's idea yetimi improve your trade ya you see say we'll be able to go far. Look at China 1979 their conditions were almost even worse than our present condition. But through trade, near the now, their GDP has moved from about 0.9% in 1979 to over 20% of the global trade economy. And you know, with the IMF by our side, you know, you bet me a blag. I'm a nipa no so ane kan so benya gidi sa ampa de wo ka bia no ye no kre eno no be ma mo be invest ya me short term by long term Now, if you check, a lot of Chinese investors and a lot more people are coming. They are a bit more called agriculture, a bit more called manufacturing, a bit more called different areas. Some are even started. Even banana. People have started bringing technologies. I will be they fiber and if he says to me sustain this relationship over a long time.
Right.
I'm yet to make any.
Medasi Same Ken. Nkoma abakuri mu no. Yebeka say yate de ana yebeka say yantwen so.
Well, I think so much at you for. Yakasa yache. Ba TV since watch.
Say ja esa na say we she baby ye party adwuma no wo.
But let me go straight to the point. The person may go back too much. I just want to give a brief history about the IMF. Then from there, so now going forward, and I think it's a bit me boy. So all share policy ISCA framework. It was put together by the MPP government in 2023. And then IMF shares and the conditionalities is to buy. Conditionalities in the buy a car saying debt restructuring. I find some baby bag and higher because now I'm fix it. And for any of my CKG, and see one was too much, so we need to find a way of getting some of them back. And I have quite a fast one. You between there pushing your man. Costing the New Patriotic Party very heavily in the election in 2024. But whichever the case, your mind is which your mind sometimes you pay for it to make sure that the majority of the people also feel very comfortable in this country. Maybe if he's it's in order. But IMF now is free mono. We need to be very careful. Once IMF no. You are more Kenya abandon a cancer. IMF on 3 years. The IMF no in the process no they build no more a free money exit in a woman. Those conditions are there. They need to still monitor and see say no my day a jam on any actually free more crown more corner saying on the majority or more but I saw many attach the crab. I saw a job back now what settle back up. As a father, and who was over no total independent in terms of business and so forth. So business background very well. Bonze or yeah the Juma alright, but no when he didn't chikakra. But one man a chance of over so bit me I'm total independent of it in the Juma as a grown up now. So what the meeting. And see if you say what we are seeing now, no, empire na yemo. Oh say if IMF no waha. Na omo eboaye na omo monitor the situation no kakra na omo zo emu kakra na aya na eboa oman in so many ways because eduru say wo hwe amamu no a wo hwe how is generate revenue in this country how any penya chance o person no nko an ni fiefo nyina ne na busu nko an yeye no mo abuse sika no na ya fa checks and balances be branto ho a e ba ne sa no a e ma oman no eboka 6am no ka say IMF no enya ya exit IMF no e just Ghana na ekobo ne bra ya ne ekopi esika ya ne ekope kwa ba fa so a e be di esika e be bibia we mu za Ghana ha no esika no ye be penesen almost all the revenue generating institutions na wa nyina no most of them no each other very effective because of the activities of sometimes those in charge and those things. Even the digitalization program at the buyer, you see a DJG duties porting as if you can see that people are manipulating it to create loopholes in it. Last year, don't big offer at the almost only and say baby car na fahana tracker far just I don't know it contribute to the revenue part of Ghana balance sheet. So and also Dan James as well. The kind of expenditure some of the public institutions, the public officers, and and also the idea we need to look at it. But now we are free IMF. What is the way forward? There's supposed to be proper policy. I buy no BCI. All the media can say, and Fred is saying, say 24 hours economy as if we But we know say the 24 hours economy now. Yeah, come once a minute. They said they have very clear policy. Even the policy formulation, no crano, no at the formulation stage, decision making in a high base implementing in an no mention only was adding all.
Well, aban iron share commercial bedroom. Yeah, hwese ne egu kratans na beba abonten na fe.
And banana make a see ya me no Kojo. Now no echo abrase bedroom kra. Only say policies give birth to a lot of policies. Because all your policy back no one man a lot of policies and fan support no one. You end up doing nothing. It's like the free SHS. Remember free SHS by it was a policy that was put together by the MPP government. But nanka policy no. Nanka is other policies to support it. Because all person born home there should be a policy to prevent abuse. There should be a policy to make sure say food supply. There should be another policy to make sure that so policy begate a lot of policies. So the free SHI, the 24 hours economy is here. Fine, maybe the formulation has taken place. Abanake Kambo more they call Parliament. Parliament is going to deliberate on this, and they are coming to come out with the laws. If the laws come out, we are during implementation stage. The implementation stage in a in area. At a point in time, there must be evaluation. You can't be faster. You test idea when you know, and they say you're free, and you test no. Say see a Ghana crano. See see free IMF. Muna see a koye won. Ye kobo ye bra no. Ye bra ne kobo ne say.
Say ebi anu so ntina aban ene IMF for edi nkomo say through the CPI no. Womo ebe boaye na yatoto ye niema na omamomani akoye ho no.
Oye, I didn't say obabobra. You plan without proper planning, you cannot do anything better.
But omo asema omo say baby aya bedu no. Yeah, physical policies ne niema ni nyina no. Omo atoto niema yi a we have a good take off.
The take off, what are we taking off into? Who to play a peja na ekwa? Eheva na ekwa. Place ya odi konjere Kumasi airport na hour and say passion peja ni mo. Because so the destination be am ekwa takrade. Ebi on destination me konkran. On destination me kosunyan. KLM peja ni mo a onim se bi am ekwa skipo. Onim se bi am ekwa skipo kra me ekwa straight to the JFK. Ewo US. You see, most policy take off. No, you are taking off to where? What is your destination?
Yeah, completely IMF at the end of the day. But who you say ya toto niema bema ya koye nim.
So ya toto nioma and nioma ben ya toto. Now as you are talking to me now, the 24 hours economy policy now more canon. It is now even under after they do Parliament. Parliament nyamfa ma bontimpo. Parliament ba bontina the implementation stage and a phase of policy.
Parliament we am mampeni de nsa see.
I honestly speaking, as I said, you have been off a bit. But then we can say the implementation stage.
The implementation free IMF no.
IMF they free, they say free. And they say a PAB. But this year no, there's supposed to be immediate structures and policy and programs ye free on ebabeshim.
Mami misa same.
Yes sir.
Uni ankomo no odi no obeboa na.
Yes, I think sir what he say, yes, the policy, since you say, with the IMF, the foundation, the government has committed to say consistently, you be achieve 1.5% primary surplus. Basically, what it means is that we are not going to engage so much in borrowing. Now, when you talk about primary surplus, basically we're saying that government revenue by Benyano, in addition to the expenditure, we'll be making sure say yatimi at the revenue na boy ama in GDP terms, every year behind yatimi keep not less than 1.5. At the 60, I'm fancy be out of salary 5,000. Na bosome so or rent, aduane obedie, school fees and all your expenditure 4,000. It means you have a primary surplus of 1,000. But what I say, and then so what they call baby, I don't ever borrow more. So with government setting that target of 1.5% primary surplus, if we are able to continuously achieve that, there will be enough savings, and that will serve as a basis for project be also ye biano. Who enough, but assuming say yantimia achieve our primary surplus, never a primary deficit. What it means is that from day one, you are incurring losses. You are even borrowing money to keep your lives on, to feed yourself. So how do you now enter into investment projects a day long-term benefit? In addition to that, the government is focused on increasing our international reserve. What I say? Currently, yet improving the international reserve from 3 months to 6 months. And we are targeting so by 2028, you know. Media could do 15 months of import.
From your end, you know, a buying atoto niema, we should have a good take.
Now with the IMF exit, you know, I said with the foundation. As I told you, so we are still keeping the IMF around because of these flashy projects. We want the foreign investor to have the confidence to say, and we mean it, we mean business. The primary surplus now achieve, we mean it. We have independent fiscal council in place to police the government every day. And then the IMF is also still around. In Tino measures, the foundation has been laid, but the foundation alone, so we'll build these savings alone, it's not enough to achieve any better meaningful growth. And so definitely 24-hour economy, they said almost 30 years now with one district, one factory. Yeah, then fine. To some extent, you can say it's a change in terms of, and also the input and the implementation. There will be some slight difference, but what is important is the foundation. Now the foundation is laid, and we are ready to take off. A gradual process, recovering the country from crumbling to stabilization to take off. It's a process.
Mami Misano, Ken.
Yeah.
Watch them. Still, I want your convinced.
IMF was supporting us with a whooping $2.7 billion. And now we support the economy of this country. There was special drawings and here kakra. And the support to baby if he say a weaknesses here. But you mean tears here. A dear pan Ghana as a country, yeah. You generated that amount of $2.7 billion to come and support the economy of this country.
So say at this point, we are able to raise enough for ourselves, not as we will want. But our bank can say, onye na dwen say afi obekọ no akoye aban a no anso obobosen. It will tell you that because of said omotimi ahwe ama interest rate aba from omo ahwe ama GDP enema eye omo ahwe ama other indicators ni nyina no eye okay no. It means that we are ready to take off.
Those things are okay now. It was a part of the conditionalities of IMF. One no cut jobs. And funny panko do say it was a condition.
Yes.
Say men funny panko do say, funny panko do say, this money is not coming. What I say, men yes sir policy way revenue is our no. If you are coordinator, one coordinator, we are not giving you this money. The make I say, if you nipa way say wo high, men fanen ha. This project way yeni say expenditure way castle. Yes, I say 2.7 billion na dey banyina no emma.
But say abayan nyina
so it was under the guidance of IMF.
You are still looking
with the
for
conditionalities. They make how they say how make no. They say IMF is moving away. Now no unya obi man metena ba business o ko fa nurse for 200 a. Obaka just for nurse for 50.
No na omo CPI ade no to ensure say that guidance no because when you but so mame ko Kumasi Technical University na many Openi Johnson and Asante or economists they nin komo emra Openi am wache Mr. Asante, good morning. Hello. Hello, Mr. Asante, on mute, mami, and you didn't come on. Hello. All right. And the man clear.
So, as I said, the CAM no casino. Nanka, Ebia, based on the political pressure, is also another thing. It's serious. Now, no. But as a decision, a policy, and as a decision maker, and as a government, obi anywhere or the conditionalities, also the limitation, the amount. One of them, now no see nurse for go be bri ayi nyam fa omo. One of them, teacher for be bri go em fa omo. Doctors be bri oho, dentists be bri oho. Ofhwe professionals are statutory are banning more majuma as omunya aban juma na zango foni nyina egu akire. There were a whole lot of backlog go
Mr. Anko view, I think that the lines are clear. Mr. Asante, I'm watching you. Hello. Mr. Dasante. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
You anope yeda se efiada no na aban boy amane say they say ye free IMF conditionalities ni mu a ye be boy embra ni mu no omso omo ne omo akọ CPI bia eno nso ebe boa ma enema akọ nanim ni nyina mu no de na ombezo omo kan kire ye
Io parliamo da se mi chiede a pre. Se ne in ai mu no 2023 bemu. Ana Ghana esika sabu se ne na yi ntine de okobo IMF. So more to $3 billion for years. Now we and the perfect. Now you are IMF on any about it and then really don't mind about it. A business inflation and target the year between 6% and 10%. Say I mean look at inflation of 23.8%, about 3.4%. Debt to GDP ratio. 2022, could do 104%. At the end of 2024, no, now about 61.8%, no. Since then, no, about 45%, you know, 45.3%. Now, I have a position, no one bank, you know. Maybe I would like to give it, you know, across do by 55%. Next, as a scientist, I'm about to meet us and so this, no. You're exchange rate about from a kasa in nominal terms, it's about 85 billion Ghana cedis. It is always indicated here, and HSA, IMF who said, 3 and 1 year, I was the channel, and it's not a brass of say, me up by a bra. Ama, on you on every and one of the 3 billion or in Asa. The now can be busy letting me up by a brano. A body getting me up. So we are a finance minister, determination of the Casa, any Omoba power, and yet on the aquarium. The only book about the past, it increases supply of the dollar. I'm not exchange rate in the Ghana city and Yamon, then the two Zimbabwe and Army and South Ghana and citizen and Yamon in prior year. And the macroeconomic indicators are saying a positive direction. A Yaman boy cost row and Gina. Interest rate at Chava from 27.5%, is about 14.5%. Inflation is about 3.4%. If you are educated in your HSA, so about the midnight in last year, said the PCI, no policy condition initiative, Obama, I have a forget now, Jen Sanko, a Tibium, and Cobo with Yam also, now paying Spanish car. Only a big deficit up to a million. So, other Basham, I'm more of and no any idea of finding what I am before. Now, maybe if you want the who years are back to an morning today. So, I am a bomb that one more money saying, one got some way to me as the more much of so is so. In the Union, I feel one next to near the Ankasa and I saw up the brass and the Arizona. Said the Baya then go back to them and pursue to give you.
Sir, Ebia Abai enyi ni huni sa anase opese oye transparent e wona adwuma oyim. Hello. 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 Wow. Okay. Nti na eno no mayen yenkotie IMF for bra sa nkomo ye eba na wie se ne IMF for edi won komo na wo mudi jaye nkwan no yentie nkomo no na yemeto aso.
So the government in implementing the reform agenda going forward. We hope that this signal is going to be well received by the markets. Certainly in our meetings with investors, this is something what the markets have been asking, what's coming next after the ECF. So we're very happy that the PCI was considered to be an appropriate instrument for the Ghanaian authorities. In terms of the access to the capital markets, it's a sovereign decision for Ghana. We believe that going forward, based on the fiscal trajectory we have discussed with the government, would be able to finance itself comfortably from domestic markets. We discussed the debt management strategy going forward, and we believe that the resources are available, and the confidence has returned, facilitating recent access to the re-enter to the domestic capital markets, which is an ultimate milestone of the success of the government policy agenda. In our discussion with international investors, we do see a lot of interest in exposure to Ghana. The good story of Ghana has been noticed, and we get bombarded by requests from the investors to meet and talk about Ghana going forward. So whenever the government will decide to re-enter capital markets, certainly the interest will be there, of course conditional on sustained progress in terms of the reforms. What are the lessons learned from the IMF bailout? I think whenever I meet anybody asking questions about Ghana, the question I typically get is this time is going to be different, right? So this is something which is not the question I can answer. I think Minister has given assurances. But let me just say a few words about my reflections on many discussions we have had with Ghanaian authorities. We believe that the lessons have been learned. It was very difficult, very traumatic for the Ghanaian people, for the country, to go through the crisis of 2022. And the pain has been real, and this pain has been internalized. And the reform momentum under the ECF demonstrates that the lessons have been learned on that. Going forward, of course, it's important to continue prudent policies and continue reforms. What ECF has managed is to successfully stabilize the country. But stabilization and resilience are two different things. So focus needs to be on building resilience going forward. And for that, the ultimate objective is...
Right, Ken. Yeah. Uti IMF omu ejidi wo Ghana ntoto ya yede agu kwan ni mu no na omu jidi se yebetimi aye ni ye.
Yeah. So we asemana IMF representative on Ekana. He was talking about capital markets. Ghana never take decisions about capital market.
That's right.
Capital market. And this time, last 2 weeks, me check a treasury bill rate in Ghana, and then number 6 to 8%.
That is 1 year or something.
And me check is a CA it's now 10 to 11% now. Yeah, quite exit IMF no. Also, when you go to the capital market, yeah, you could see and this can never ma bosia. Inti any ever ma conditions the empty who are the year pay size can. So hono na me ka say Ghana put improper measures in place a bit to me as self sustainable. When you and you may be and I said you may be fee say a bit to me I'm raising about $2.7 billion IMF no raise no e buy is ejuma be ne de aba NDC ba power yi and MPP ewa yi ma no ejuma be no man no betimi aya e betimi generate $2.7 billion for us every year and as even in 2 years ahead of us all the SOE is sitting in ano bebre cry running at a loss nanka companies anka aban tetete no so even cocoa board nanka betimi a register my e beauty say bi anka MP be register my GMP say be register my and then nyoma bebre be register my nyina no if you be balance sheet as I'm talking to you now and yet there's nothing to write home about.
The officer still na say nka ye koso atena IMF one.
No, I'm not saying we should I say in case atena IMF we should have proper policies and program in place because as you can IMF sika na say rely on it be no. Someone says see also new papa sika be ma say you are self sustainable as otimi bo nwa kon ma.
But
na so unya adwuma bia
obra na o ma bo no
adwuma
uni jidi
ebra o te papa adwuma na so oyo papa adwuma na o de atoto ka ma o di papa sika ho atoto ka wie na video say what ho a o ba get akwa na o ye bible mu the prodigal son oji ni sika nyina wie no kudu ba bi no wakoshi ni nyina sa bai asema me how dey say anything I make say we have to be very tactful and careful about it.
And you are not convinced that government
revenue generations is here because yes side to in revenue more officers and what has happened to them. He did you. This year I see a capital market borrow.
The government says he would not be reckless in the borrowing.
No, I'm saying treasury bill rate has gone up because they want to take money from the individuals. Build a funds to replace the funds that are withdraw from the IMF. No, we have to build our own chest. It's not because somewhere last 2 weeks now I'm checking treasury bill. I always go to the money market. The first thing that I look at the money market and see whether there are dangers or something in the money market before I even say me sorry because I check what is in the money market. Now, since I say in less than 2 weeks, there's interest rate on treasury bills per annum. It's almost doubled because the government needs money. Also borrow from individual because now people were not sending money. No,
if the IMF no, and you be a boy, a bank would not be able to do the proper.
Well, I am pioneers here, boy. The Americans didn't make catch say, mean, any proper replacement in the policy program ban excess BTB income generation. One says that 24 hours economy. That policy is saying so you will be out economics as a policy formulation in the policy yes yeah a good need the united be expanded the base of the economy no be nyuma kesa nankan kofo ya juma 3 times a day we two now we ba na oko all these people you tax them or e benyo mo age omo omo sika kakra e dey support the revenue part of the budget nanka economy na booming. So, a man for talk and your man back or mine, we import morning at the port, we are going to tax them at the port. It's your revenue generation based on I can see it. But like I said, the 24 hours economy now, Kasakran, we have not even seen any more.
Maybe Sammy, now you wrap up this discussion. Sammy, I'm sure that he understands him common or you're a bit worried. 24-hour economy, no, any Ghana for the one or more trends on the mainstream. No. The assurances na mo de that yate will stay focused.
I say for a 24-hour economy safe it's already with us.
But in what terms?
No, sir. It's more going to be private sector led. What government is going to do is to provide some incentives. So the electricity now we use rate, slightly adjusted in terms of taxes. And then access to credit. We said previously, now bank you were getting it around 30% and over. Now the Ghana reference rate is now about 10.03%. Treasury bill no worker say outdo 10%. No, that is for 365 days. Treasury bill and the 10. But if you take the 91 now, it's still less than 5%. If you take even the 6 months one, it's less than 7% or around 7%. But now, treasury bill, no, a dear government, 1 year, no, you are asking the person to lock the money for an entire year. And a dear the Bank of Ghana, one of the monetary tools were more used to mop up excess liquidity from the system. And what do we seek out treasury bill for 1 full year? One lock is kind of for an entire year, and it's part of the monetary measures. Now, central bank and the other one. So, I name my way in an African in ama interest rate above because the Ghana reference rate now almost calculated at 10.1. 3 things they consider the 91-day treasury bill rate. It also considers the central bank policy rate, and then it also considers the interbank rate. Until now, you see, Oko Bank is unlike first and Kabajan over 30%. Now it's around 11 to 15%, depending upon your risk profile. And Nona are provided the base. I must say, private businesses are first and Kaokojibusian or Jumebabeguno. Now your interest expenditure by this government policy are reduced by not less than 60%. Because assuming say 2024 budget Busiana even 27%, yeah, treasury bill rate. Now, if you are paying 11, 12, 13, 14, 5%, I will do so by
the having completed IMF arrangement, going forward, the Ghanaian economy will be better. It will be stable.
Just as what say IMF for now, now we have the confidence to go to the international market to borrow money. Now the rating agencies, even per their assessment, they have
scoring you higher.
Scoring us higher. What is the distance? Ninginano is to give confidence to the investor public. There's no confidence to the investor public. So confidence in the was through risk profile here then above form. In the interest of our with IMF still around, it still give confidence to the people because big time investors beyond no buy. They can independently go to IMF. Masa, conformance me more muska say you. Na osha.
Omuntu to yet to say.
It is saying, if the person is not in, how can he vouch for you? Intino, senke beko market na any ho. Neba ko jebosia na betua maybe 6%. Now no, we can get a 3%, 2%, or something around that is more appropriate and good for us. It's not only for government. It's also for individual businesses in the country.
I see. Right. Abusafo, yeguso ayedin komo be.
A quick one, okay. But also the interest rate at the treasury bills market is not the same as lending rate. So the mama my farm for as the interest rate is between 30 to 33%. Okojiska bank, commercial bank was okojiska yava mangwe wajuma. In Sihu and the it ranges from 30 to 33%. Treasury bill rate, Anna, a year from that, a year 4, a year 6, a year 10. And yet, yet treasury bill rate, interest,
and amount bank
and
interest,
the amount bank rate.
Yeah.
The lending rate, from within 30% to 33% as it sounds now.
Okay. Yeguso ayedin komo fache television so now we are no pay yahwe IMF free aye free ho ene ntutu ye ben na ban di gu kwan mu a ebeboa ama yetimi agina ye nanso na ye nsan koye chi ebiu kai se edi auto car rentals adaroma ene ye de ofen ebrel edi auto car rentals ehwe se wo bedura santimantam kumase na wo behia car e de aye wa adwuma won na eboa eba befaw e de wo ba bia wo pese wo kubia AD Auto Car Rentals, chauffeur driven, comprehensively insured, the comfort of their vehicles, A1. The embezzle mechanical says, what we do, just a call away from them. To say from the airport, they are close. Omo children's home, omo bed do the answer or the phone no afre womo ofra one beba or the car beba be si ho ama. Ya ma drive any or do be nanti baby a opese okobia. Jumedie bia edo ba kumase edo ba asante no edi auto car rentals se to nsafre wo na wo mfa wonante na wo ye ni nyina awie na wo kwa wanya dimpa na waka enema pa afa edi auto car rentals ho won ka ho bi na no pay ye di jumedie ebrel kai say o akwanya say o send voice through text message and WhatsApp message so at the brain 020-754-3637 020-754-3637 Oba yebeken kan ni nyina ama. The New Patriotic Party ashase a wo to aba eyi akanifo at the polling station level across the beba besi national wo shase yi ho nsenkan ye aye bebre se upo bi ne di ho nkomo na onya Kennedy kwesi kankam wo fidua mu a nkomo a obetimi adi na wadi ye ken yenim seze de nkamo afantoma foforo ade afiri a mo kan kira mansan se the New Patriotic Party no wasan abegina ne diem na ede na ekoso.
Well, I think say nipa do ho adwuma de normally ana ede kakra wontimi nya nipa nyina ma omo enyina anwene enkoba bi baako especially so wo ekuo bi a wo mu bia even lodge kra no eduru ba bia no yesi omo ye omo mra ye denden na omo ye security na sefo a omo edi mra so no eduru ba bia you have a dissenting views, let alone a political party like the New Patriotic Party. Definitely there's going to be a dissenting views omo no ene obi amanje nye de obi abekasa o enyina di so na a party a population of about to share omo to abama MPP ekobe almost like 4-5 million people. Now I will say omo nyina eno be ko benkrom. If you mom koto abakra presidential candidate cry almost like 280,000 people and I formal the electoral base I koto abayi flag bearer no the party anymore just this January, so nipa 280,000 kwa akɔgyina abato na ebi nso so pɛ sɛ ɔmbɛtu ɔmo nti sɛ ba sɛ nipa trɛtrɛ koraa na ɛkɔtu obiara na wa 280,000 no fɛ 300,000 koraa times 3 nipa bɛ 10,000 sɛ ɔne ayi no nipa bɛ 300,000 times 10 a ɛyɛ sɛ 900,000 mebɔ ɛnyɛ saa nipa bɛ 900,000 ɛkɔpere adeɛ ho a wonya no so simple saa definitely wobɛhu sɛ ɛbɛdu baabi no ɛbɛyɛ twitwiri kakra but I have to admit say MPP because of the vacuum at the top you can say it's vacuum who's a new national chairman you need substantive national chairman the way are there substantive national chairman between me acting national chairman on to me even Ghana hakra acting minister ade obeye no on to me nya bility entimi the same as a substantive minister. So and in every organization and not say in every setup biano the moment a vacuum be created in a leadership no a recipe for weakness in the party.
No attribute to them and a cost no to say there's a weakness substantive.
But all the upper yema obia nya research bia no kan chiro. Anytime a vacuum is created in every organization biano weakness eba edi by the crow. Bank crowd or company or not CEO and as a managing director, all of us had to resign. Most of there will be power struggle. People will be just fighting to get to the top. Most of that and your my rough kakra.
Because we need
there's a national chairman. Maybe national chairman in New and a party no leadership ni no a bit more crown technically no they have given up. And the ama party no any very strong basis. And into no make me say and a vacuum now on in my partner weak. The leadership in the partner very, very weak. And to say yeah, obia obe swadi anymore. I didn't see why making sure that things have been done well. No, a bit new says yeah.
Nipa be feel say party penning phobia na omo pese omo nya omo nkrofo at the various ends. Said the beya near omo pen omo benya. And nunti na near man air cost so of no.
Said in your weakness no. Say by any old national chairman or didn't see from say me chairman be akos why come out tina konwa constitution e man ko timi kasa obi antumi nkabia sanka obi take advantage of it say me dey kwa akoye me adwuma
na me can say general secretary ni day to day running no e won nsem.
The general secretary doesn't have powers that the national chairman have. Day to day run of the party no the general secretary no nyoma chairman national chairman betimi general secretary ontumi nye. The national chairman can call national council meeting. General secretary cannot call national council meeting. National chairman, they will but obey me a can't take a decision on it. If you go me a council, like the general secretary can do that. So I mention the general secretary day-to-day run of the party, no, and that's administrative wise. And obey, but decisions do our own to mean taking without the national chairman. So I said the moment that vacuum was created, no, a car will be an MPP for a week during the 2024 elections. Because the direction of the party was down. No, you should need directions bia, and the party no and they carry government. Party no carry the flag bearer of the party. So when the party becomes weak, the flag bearer no there's going to be a loophole. And I beba benya I kwamba badano. So
they say more try to build the party from the base. Na enema we wentwi ebe at the san kambom na mo hwehwe na beba.
Well, when there is election everywhere, election will be ano wentwi. But say the misi can say share system no say the city no. I will come back to come and say besa be repeat bi mo say enipa bi no munyo madwuma yi. So enama sa ni o ma we nyina ko back let me say the national offices. Yeba be such a serious program in this country. Ashanti region national office be anywhere me tell say so be share regional party no. I lay down procedure I said the call. Me tell say national office be kura move work constituency be kura ko ma orientation. We back no better radio, so better TV, so no makasa no more. We don't do political party and organize a political party on radio. We organize a political party on TV. Radio TV is used to communicate information and decision decision about taking now they communicate to the party members. Say a serious operations like polling station elections, you better electoral area coordinators elections, you better constituency elections, you better regional elections. During the time, the national officers like Lokome, national officers like Damboche, national officers like they will come to Kumasi here. They will call a national regional council meeting. They will tell you the lay down procedure. Sometimes tour the whole region, constituency by constituency, telling the people the laid down procedure. Wow. Bringing that your friend is my friend is you paper now the Bible guidelines alone no. And people who are obi ready or say the enti asisi fa o. So enti yes wo be ka kire o mu chechire mu kire nkofo e ma o mu bisa questions e be mo imagine last me ho no be friend say o mu koto abada nipa o ne koto ye no wa fill the form nyina awie edusi eto abada nipa ni wona musini nua bi nyina ho ne entoro so abada e allowed ana. What was that? This is a common. Obi also by party penino. This is a common thing. I answer. Yaba yo kotu. Say you be na Dr. Ba omi abegina ho. You two general election. Ba bia no ko gina omi aka say wo you beto no bo bia. You agent but nipa no buza nipa no. Of fill forms I be o say an fill forms ni nyina. You lose that na ye to aba nipa ni wonti nka. Na adwini mu no. As nipa ni won dey disqualify na mo no nko. Na say there be. So far as I was satisfied all the conditions file the forms I will be a na or ye in there. Obi betimi agina wa hwa mana me ato so about so you have to go for election. And some what ne ho ase. And so go anya panyemu bi mama misa mama jeje man kire na nkokoko ntokwa o. All the mention no. And sometimes the people just need to clarification from panyemfo no and some no betimi aye. Police that guidelines no alone no is not enough because obi ready a otiase enko. Ba mamenka se mi kiro. He Ghana a serious country. Electoral Commission function well pa no. By now, as a Ghana, omo edika serving notice class MPP, MPP4, a license can come withdraw. Because the just CI no. Yes, of course. CI, they establish political parties. Well, I catch it say every political party must have the regional office in all the administrative regional office. Where is the MPP regional office in National Regional? Tell me, in the location way. Away. MPP regional office way. And the party na same simon. I have no better back waka. Biame ka tia pa. Anti me dey me betena ha ade a me feel say eye wrong be si be o party no. Me I would advise any of them. Party ni a wo gina e wo ba bia no. So wo kọ na ne o man tia sia. You lay down procedures of faso. One make no obefa grievances procedure ni nyina so ukwa na se wo na omuma justice go to court and put injunction on it. Minister make your ultimate. Yes, your grievances procedure I mean can access for the court street. Ye wo baby or why kire say ukọ na se yesisi wo police station a what the back constituency one until one say what the back region one until one say what the back national team ma back council of elders until say before exhaust all the procedure in the area and say na court so the mestre obi an say party no obi anyanko obi antenem obi ye mistake a hwe say obeba sa nipa kro no obema na the right thing so sisi wo police station afaniko constituency. So osisi wo electoral area afaniko constituency, osisi wo constituency afaniko region, osisi wo region afaniko national, osisi wo national afaniko council of elders wo you know the council of elders me kan finance to so. E come to be the right thing. So wo de abufuo free party ni mu a na kire say wo nche da nya obi a party ni ho hia, onya party ni mapa. De me ka tia se pa. Ma obi empie ni free MPP mu. Me nobody can push anybody. Me ebia kanipa nyina te say me MPP ko bi ntimi ni se mu no party we. Why will you sit down for somebody to push you from the party? Now te wa enipa unzu enipa. No person o de party ni mra ni sisi wa. Now hwe no. Also kwede ne fancy ani. Men just because of where ntimi bu afu me free party ni. E chese na just wa party no akwa no won te de wo ya ase. Ti say me ti was say yes will be a regional office, will be a national officer. Was say me will be PM every party we. Better than PM every party. I will deal with you in the equal measures. Me no be the bomb na anye na se court, but kwani akọ court they can we na mentiase abekọ appeal akọ we na mankọ we amekọ Supreme Court for interpretation. Na matana ona onipa ba akọ pese me de mani esikere de kan so me gu nanim me yi na free MPP na matana ona nipa na ba be na who is that person? Boy hwan party ne dia. So, intermediate police station for na mo ya say ye jade na se for na de mo nyina mo ye cowards. Mo nim de mo ye o mo ho party nim. Face those people. Emra na da ho no ntia se ape obi mani chechire mani mu nkira o. Jana mu nya isu na musu no musu no. Wa na me che no musu too much. Mo bi chechire mu nkira o. Wo ntia se amese osisi police station fa ne ko constituency. Osisi electoral area fa ne ko constituency. Osisi constituency fa ne ko region. So region few are for national. National few are for council of elders. Council of elders and few are for court. Court no crown, circuit court one tiasia, for appeals court, and for causes only baby. Don't leave. Who jaya na just a coward. So now me catch more in position no omu feel say omumra na abenti no ye nyina say they should be very careful. Now omu the party no in 2028. Dan say o bet na say because of no selfish and also personal interest you know. O person wo ye no ma tantan. Ya the way position na obi a obeya ne o ma obama choka aba party want me anka ma party no. Eduru say to aba mo tuntia no constituency wo. Region no mo man timi anya o madwuma nyina no mo ba so mo mo tuntia wo mu. Your original officer, original chairman, your original first vice, your original secretary, your original organizer, your original youth organizer, women organizer, Nasara treasurer. No. It is their responsibility to make sure that there is peace in the region. Obia mo chana de deba party ni original nyeya. Sa regional officers ni nyina no mo to abantia o mo mo national mo to abantia o mu because they are not competent. We have been in the region before. We have been in the constituency before. What you say? Na ye nyamra ya party adwuma because party adwuma we nyamra nya party adwuma untumi nya party adwuma oti on now the phone now the solve problem of party yeah the phone is solve party problem even calling them to Kumasi to say solve problem no it is also another bad thing nipa nya seven as o person your party pay no obi am also be gina mentor abama as a regional officer obi am gina say mentor abama as a constituency officer one now ko gina ne to abama if you a constituency officer na police station problem go to the police station and solve it. Don't call them to the constituency headquarters. Because nipa neighbor no di ube tuya car. So na mechi no. When I was a regional organizer, you saw Kojo uhunu ye. Say problem back constituency na me tuka na cause of problem. It didn't happen during my time. Problem be na problem ye den nyina na etimi cause of. Enti mo hwe constituency officer bia obema dedaba police station no. Police station for mo nto abatia omu. Na regional officer bi obema constituency problem about constituency bia no za regional officer ko to abentia no ko national mo san tutia no national officer wa nyina dwuma ye no obuba mo to abanti omo they are not competent because it is their duty to make sure that there is peace in the party.
But Sami
yeah
then the Arabu dim commander na say
em so na bono wa come in some nyina mame
eza
we so no ga so wa condemn ne crowd no say ne mo ye na ntwa yi
no is there
akondem no mo say ne mo ye na ntwa yi we the way a omo si attitude the grassroots na me feel say enyefe democracy na ye no ya na sometimes me dwene ho as democracy na ka say ntiase wo de hoye ya ye obi e wo constituency se nipa mienza na egine but wo branch na wo support ba ko a the way we ni a wo case because one support no then why do we do democracy? So our constituency and our region, that's a national people contest. That's a one support, not support the other side. Just one free party. You be anywhere, when I wear the best person, when I wear there. And I think that those things, you know, but it shows that's na sabi. I feel now I feel more during the 2024. So I don't to me and recover it. I'm should have should be almost still you know, if you say I was so more if you know more to me share animal na my party no to me stable na my members no so no any man keten be also be proud just because you want to come and lead I'm a party if you say yeah anema ye twam ye free ho first na wo hwa na NDC na sa anema no ye tai hu na MPP dey so akrachifo ne if we are very disciplined but you say as attorney I can't go na you say adana adane dani tu na hwe omo so ai adane am you say no MPP ne ya be ya traffic party mamu bi ma lawyer asante for baby omo say nyini ya ensa kotia ara ya me ga dia ozi mu die nya ma ya hweyi nyini ya be fa so nyini ya ensa kotia so na ka so kodo so obi abodwe say shara din so o di so ati di o say kwa chef fancy o di num we ya dia o be say ensu abrunchine say ya dia amenku sire e ya be bo amenku anane ya dia na be bo say ada yo mo anu mo be hihim no mbo so that dey you them dey nyamu ensu abrunchine amenku ensu sire ana me bo ekuto sire e ya be bo amenku ta anane o ma no mo be hihim mbo so mo yes just to show say but we won't do that.
I see.
I think that we have to move away from Saudi. And but me feel say the kind of politics I hear Ghana, some part of Africa, as I see as a because a young man to say democracy is not meant for the best. For the best of its citizens to lead the nation, because proper democracy and Casadia, I think such things should have been based on merit. We are capable to lead in terms of governance. Now, be do anymore. The tenor say started a democracy. That's about to win anyhow. 1992, no more a party. There was nothing like about to. You heard Honorable can come say they said we were was here. Yeah, found is one about something regional chairman. The anymore because we bet my near me. If you see the West Yabo, Brescia, said near my show, so we see here about to be anywhere. But when they need there, Sunday money in an intino, I quite to say, Abano, Sabi, oh, your campaign is different. You're two about you different. You're two way, that's what I want to know.
And also there are some food from.
Ah, we'll be our no, what to a very are. Ubachan was and was a Mokofaso. Oba na walusu. Akobako. Oma to abawi, why we need by 3 was it? Meanwhile the crown has the few for the no. We want to recount. What do you need recount? I don't want the crowd. What we need by 3 votes. You can't say enough we need by 1. The other person don't say any recount. Now we will lose. I feel worry.
The politics of Ghana, the local politics, the internal politics.
You made the message of Momo Ishwa, Moise Majai may comments and say, Memma Obia, you free party with mo. Party and you Biadia. And to be an opportunity, no naso bears one or idea anymore. And she said, one fat sick and as one mess minimum piano free party. No. Can you pay United Samia? Nanka Penimu, pure wait me, Miss Bibu and people. Senipa United Samia. Me know the best person man the BCBS. Some may say me was see me to free party. They be me free.
That's they are almost ye o support to one.
No, but that and tokwa e different from
there be also the register with that Obeba no assistant register.
And the physical exchange. So we got to on sako bobo and he different from say uni nipa etwe manso.
Ju gina mamra no.
Ah. Na me wo na wo kojo o ya witness pia me free bipu ye pia me say ye na ma so gate ya no ye wo me na me kutamu de me sa som ye wo me say me nkoda sa na me disi bipu me simu te say me ti me gina mu ti sa bela ba say me simu ano. There is no way I will allow anybody, be it human being, why? The problem make me apart every people in Ghana. No way, not anything. See, I just am ready.
What who said?
I just am ready.
The work I said, Marano near then say from hook up constituency now in your region near the Adeno. Me one church you say ombe poso about to na work cause any money in area bansana that was one because by the time I work over. No, yeah, declare results.
Then you go to court.
Member of Parliament for a Joso narrative visa. Or saying Shishaya the good kwemo. They were supposed to use the register. After naka krebi ami call be by fee leader penny be hose. There be say the use electoral commission register. Now or him to yeno. Well, who say train say beben.
Who is that leader? Who is that leader? To change the MPP's laid down procedure and the rules and regulations. Who is he? It's a make us say me no. And I say just or no or oba and I coward. And to only pakrona or say yemfa electoral commission insisano or ya wanya. No or some of the party. Who is he? The parties national council.
So constituency. If you have Fakor region, by the time I won't come around, that is
the whole thing in Nana to say. Almost you are not trust from the start. Omukoyi flag bearer. Now, no, is the flag bearer that is speaking?
No.
Samu.
Yes,
Samu.
Man for flag bearer. Because I no crown on me, the flag bearer, I have problem with him. Hey, you know me, I have problem with the flag bearer. So I said, why stay away? Why dear on person be country? No, me have problem with that.
Why?
No.
Yeah, we need the
me pesa or the flag bearer be baha because the flag bearer has been away. And I make say, Dina why no problem for that Dina why no. As long as I say, me pesa wouldn't be back conversation because where you the who you free more
and you are not happy. So
I'm not comfortable with it.
Why?
They're supposed to be directions. They're supposed to be.
But they are laid down procedures among the two.
I can say, it's Mamma for Dr. Baumia and Mamu Crass. I say, oh no, Tibaby, no, Debbie. Any pabonny for any pie is selfish in political administration, in political organization, in political formation, in governance. People always want to have their way. If you understand the principles of governance and the concept of governance, a lot of people want to do things on their favor. It is a one see governance and any political organization, any political administration as here. They be you turn out to blame somebody or the star home. And Crawford no more imagine say omuno enam national elections omuko, regional elections omuko, constituency elections omuko entino. They want to circumvent the laws.
Oh, okay.
All the make and no any panu be known should be able to standing up against it. Me na me ka chuma kwa homa so. They make a just if see one of the area about to Mokoya no, the Panaso Kujina women organizer, or Koya would not cause Kujina organizer force. And I'm saying, Mokoya committee in the court, nobody should do the elections. If they can't send the woman, maybe some man's also contested, there was some contest women organizer, and says, I'm going to be Fanan court, a contest women organizer there. Don't contact that election in that police station. Munya man to until say, maybe I and I'm family for me to review. What I mention? Because who regional election be a person who dinti. Sorry, regional position be a person who dinti. O constituency position be a person who dinti. O national office be a person who dinti. No person who party no. Na party no dia. It's I'm saying constituency officers it's their duty to make sure that there is peace at the police station. It is a duty of the regional officers, that there is peace in the constituency and the police station in the electoral areas. It's the duty of the national officers to make sure that there is peace in the region, the constituency, the electoral area, the police station. So if there is no peace, Moses constituency officers in that constituency. If there is no peace, Moses regional officers in everywhere. If there is no peace, change all the national officers. They are not capable if they cannot make sure there's peace in the party.
Right. And okay,
change them.
Now you know what be doing come up now also watch Radwing. Kai say Gifted Icon season 2 no ye shas ye Gifted Icon season 2 no ye shas ye bra Fashion Television ye wo bantama ye ne bantama press bi na hwe animu ye ne Absa e wo the same building mu se woni mu bia owo nwom to hunim de Kasahari obɔ ne ho modern oya ade a bra na fa unua ne bra no no so mepeke for Street Crown edition no any Gifted Icon season 2 omra na yema no akwanya na nimde ene adom a yede amano no on hyase na onya sika emfiri ho obetimi afre on 020-633-4646 020-633-4747 oba yebeje so lawyer
so na nema me no pesa me clear one year first na no wakasa about interest rate no wakasa interest rate was so between 30 to something %. And I'm person me say interest rate na nema me ensa na bank determine your reference rate and on na year base current na 10.03%. And on free where bank no the margins or no person dey to so cover for the borrowing cost ni ade. And sana the customer risk profile. Ntubo hu say ukọ bank ni bia omotime de ma omo key customers ni be 12%. Ebi so timi no 13-14%. But if you are now risk profile is very high. You share now then now the be recovering no be incur so much cost. Yes, you can get it at 30 living your black market for class be more digit 20% per month. Yes, the minimum is there, but then there is also another effect. The second year I'm a person may say all kasa about MPP, he made reference because they don't have national chairman. And now he wants to bring in Dr. Bahomia. But me feel say national chairman ni ho na say regional executive national executives near if one that means say is only one person and all running party no ana. So what about the constituency executive near if one? It's a fact that say because we say one started adeno from asie no building was soro no ntino sabe obi eno ha ofri dua free na pampem ya e free no fo
dua botimi di sisoro
obetimi afri sisoro dimo free na mo sane
you know that is what is bringing all these chaos. Yes, obaka say bia leader na ye the first no oni ayi but we chire no why there o manipulate because starting for free ya no at the point to be he was calling some of the people incoming need those things. It served a signal to the public. It's send a signal.
I said in nkomo say obi anko na omo ono an ho dawru no nka de obetimi aye na omunya say kasatwitwie
ebem say no there said there say and wa we kone okọ chire ra okọ no bia no asaba na fo
nipa ba ko da na asem no kan ba ko no anga o de ba ko de ye o
incoming there is a new title for all contestants. They say I say honorable. Obi obey politics bia person friend honorable. But honorable so ka open mu pa anka nye obi a na yes friend honorable. And I just sanity.
Ma me enkwa ahoma so e na me ne oduro eni nkomo e wo adweso. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Yakubu Shizane or Juma Papa Obama or Ghana. Now, I'm Daybreak Council. Give me the power. Those days, that was a youth organizer. For me, I also obey youth organizer or the player organizer. And the MPP party. And then, of course, for party, I don't pay. Mr. Mera Hosa or Hekobra Watching. Or mine here, you watch. I quite by MP. Wofu Mama Masa, a day. So, as a party, I quite say, Omo group who hold my sense, Uncle One, or Robert from our party. So, someone come over than one some our party. And then people our Santa Regina. So, honorable can come say, come on, you youth organizer, no, your organizer origin, send another party. And you go for food, you say, for me to go. It is a friend say, a Greek folk be at the party, you can pass a few different for them or some party.
Well, it is a my imagine me show me.
Ha. Nkomo no emu oya but Ken and these are the concerns he's raising that enema nkoye.
No, as I said, I say, so we a party ni na wo. Na so we ya wa adwene say, ebisisi wo. Sometimes I hear NTO. Me catch the party for me say memma obia nya na adwene so bepo me MP ni kura kwotena TV so kura no kura no ye ma wa. Usu akoyin. Usu ye lawyer. Injunction no fato so for them to do the right thing. Because you know the kwotena National Council. And you adapt rules and guidelines. And you can say obi about to kura na nipa say ni say. So if people are changing it, another person changing the electoral commission register to abanoa, they should go back to National Council and amend the rules and regulations, It's General Secretary to me tell baby member instructions say your friend is saying electoral commission abonto. National organizer team tell baby my instruction. Now regional chairman team my instructions. If you take the album now no man enough people go back to the National Council and now national conference and change it. I don't know some mutie na munya some mutewa musu bebrebe na people for mu pesu dodo. Asa me ka tia se. Enti obi ntimi me frɛ ko na amsa be me tuoze na me wo na obi afrɛ se yemfa electoral commission banto aba o baby. Na ade no me interest o wa. Who are you? How dare you to even do that? Abekwa lay down rules and regulations say yemfa omo register na nto aba. Some of you say register anymore. Go back to the National Council. National Council and go and change the rules and regulations to amend it. Said now, you have electoral commission for abandon and to abandon. Regional officer BNO bet me be assembly emrano baby. National officer BNO individual bet me inside you. General Secretary cannot do it unless the National Council for the day inside you. They should put it in their head and stop saying more be moved or move position. That is so simple.
Wow. Anope nkomo no said ekeka kona no ensem no party no ensem na ayibibre me hopu se mo betimi aye adwuma no said esese mo ye na mo atoto niema na ayeboko
party way you be win 2028 and some of us have you seen the way I've started so was the message as you know yeah me say me individual be ani nsem no asante mamwa me say individual be no me di nsem no asante mamwa ya brand the party about this level. Now we bedroom muswa. Me say regional officer biya dedeba muntu regional officers ni nyina obi or corporate election biya muntu no amuntu mano because they are not capable. Where you are there say dedeba. You cannot etimuntimin control just 47 constituencies. As now because 27 constituencies you have a problem ho. Some of the constituencies in Krana peace ho. Etika mo ye the common sense who you be a good administrator, a good leader no. You should profile the constituency. Where a hot spot. Na mo de aton chen. I have peace with her. Tika mo be wie no kra no. Na nka mo timi ahwe na nka mo the competent people akoba bia movies enye na mo pen mo kra na open no kra pass na say you. So na nka ma ya na ma ayo ma friends ma segregate ade no. Who segregate ade ni wie no a Odi Crawford Omuno, you know your people. Who you be a party penny or regional, you know that a nipa way or a straightforward, a nipa way a canana, nipa way is a mere people penny for more regional national Yamina, do I concern minimono, do I Crawford minimono, do I Basabasa minimono, do I know be as current executive, I know them, national officer, I know them. And you know your men in the region, you know those who are capable in handling issues. Put them at the place of problem or no munko. Baby, I said you wow, who is here you? In politics, what is a hard year? Some because I'm a Kojo Marfo ye. So that time no nya referee or ye firm and fair. Into no could do one or the man ye jumasa. Sans to many of them do as a Kojo As a Kojo Marfo, how you rough pa. It will go through one of me. Imagine say, be a mara. And neck oh banner was a nimre my man from ma. Because now I say Benny be there to favor anybody. All right. So on the channel. So the regional officers, identifying your competent people who can handle case alone is one of the qualities of a leader. It is a woman to me. Regional officer be a regional but to be a muntuntiano. Woman to me has always a problem. I just say omunya competent. The national officer
a former regional organizer for the party, a former member of parliament for the Inshiaso.
Kojo Marfo, former police station officer.
Oh, na party no. Baby, what the post no
me kasano Kojo, o se me kasano e obi ho fi say kasana meka no, maybe am abeje na meka no. So o man hunu nipa ban a wo ya. E na ma kasano bi o ntie ne ye no. Me my police station youth organizer da. My police station organizer da. My police station secretary da. My police station chairman da. My constituency deputy youth organizer da. My constituency organizer first term, constituency organizer second term, constituency organizer third term, constituency organizer fourth term. My regional youth organizer first term, regional youth organizer second term. My regional organizer first term, my regional organizer second term. My DMP, my municipal chief executive. And he make a party na samoa. And yes, I'm better na make us out because I know
profile then the no. Kennedy Kwesi can come and pay lawyer Samuel Ado Otu, chairman finance committee Ashanti region NDC, or says akwenya no eba ya hwe nanim or the national ebeka ho na wasom party
na we do musabe oh se bia no kunya ne ba
na no mi bisa wo so afi yo he na
musa mo abonte
pacho
menka o de later
pacho wow
mr be ba
wo afi he na woko
o de meka chiro
abujafo ha na ye de nam komo no ebesi nyame enkam ho ma na dom nye kese na awatwi nso ensi yie se de da ye ka chiro no fa che na ye free me di Kojo Marfo.